Hey there, ventriloquists in training. My name is Zeke Freak, and I exist in the nebulous state between shalom and not shalom. Joining me today are my usual cohorts, Kevin, the guard who goes, huh? What was that noise? Before getting taken out, and Saradin, still at large and considered armed and dangerous, and together, we're gonna answer the age-old question, does it podcast? Welcome to the Bakagaijinshow.
There's a little bit of podcast there.
You know what? I'm detecting a hint of podcast.
Just a bit of podcast.
Does it podcast?
Does it podcast?
Does it podcast? Does it podcast?
Now I'm thinking
The
about
clown?
a podcast called the Does It Podcast.
Or do we just pick a random theme every week and like a random like null topic that like nobody's interested in is like, does it podcast? Can we make this interesting?
Actually, screw ear biscuits. I think Ren Link should have done that. That would have been more on
That
brand.
would have been much more on brand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I appreciate ear biscuits.
Sure.
It's doesn't.
What the
quite
fuck
fit
is an ear biscuit?
Well, you see, down south, they take their wax and they like mold it into like a bakery type shape.
Okay, where's the ear gravy come from?
Same place.
Fucker, I was drinking water. If that splattered all over my laptop, I'd have you buy me a new one, dick.
It's your fault for drinking water near a laptop, you idiot.
Yeah. What the hell's wrong with you? I only drink soda near mine.
Don't at me for your terrible setup. You created the environment for a disaster and are surprised a disaster occurred.
The company
Don't fucking
will
at
not
me.
be reimbursing you for this.
Fuck.
Yeah, I will not be reimbursing you for your fucking laptop.
Damn it, I forgot. That's not in the contract.
Look, despite the fact that the Baka Gaijin show is a multi-million-dollar international company, we will not be reimbursing you. Those numbers might have been fudged a bit. I might be in trouble with the IRS.
Yeah, we've been adding quite a few zeros to our tax forms.
I mean, that's how banks do it, right? So,
Sure, yeah.
like, why can't we do it?
Oh yeah, we're the bad guys. When
Yeah,
we
we're
do
the
it.
bad
Chase
guys.
Bank, no.
Yeah, Bank of America. Yeah, they're not the problem. Small independent podcasters, they're the problem.
I like our wild, reckless ambition to add as many entities to our enemies list as possible. This week, Chase Bank.
Okay, to be fair, everybody is enemies with Chase Bank.
Yeah, this is true. All I'm saying, Kevin, is that, you know, it's a podcast. Comedy should be expected. Prepare to laugh.
Right, yeah. Freaking JP Morgan. Anyway.
Have you dealt with JP Morgan on your finances?
JP Morgan owns Chase.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I thought he just gave out awards for things.
Nope.
JP Power and Associates.
Yeah.
Wait, is he JP Morgan or JP Power?
I think those are different things.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are they? Is it those different people?
Okay, I'm guy in the chair. Now. I'm guy in the chairing now.
Look it up. Need to
Welcome
know
to
who to blame
Bakagaijinshow.
here.
Welcome to the Baka Gaijin show, where we answer questions you pondered while staring out the window in
Okay. That's JD Power and Associates. Okay. That's definitely different. Okay.
Okay, cool. I now ship.
JD, very different than JP. We're sorry to all the JDs out there for misnaming you.
Did you
Anyway,
just assume their second? I forget. Fuck.
We're not making that a thing. We are not making that a thing.
That's true.
I was just gonna make the.
There's a point where that needs to stop, and that's the line. That's the line.
Did you just assume their second initial?
The second initial. Jesus Christ.
No, I was just gonna make the frickin' Spider-Verse joke where it's like, I endorse this, and then I made a mistake.
Endorse baby powder. Apologize for endorsing baby powder.
Christ.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I fucking love that movie.
Oh god, I can't wait till our YouTuber apology video.
I'll get the ukulele. We're on sale on Amazon.
Hey, no, we're classy gents. Kevin, get the xylophone.
That's better. Yeah, no. We gotta spice it up.
Is it?
Nothing says authenticity and innocence like a xylophone, an instrument played exclusively by 3-year-olds.
3-year-olds don't get anything to hide aside from the frickin' piece of candy that they stole from the corner store that they're hiding in their mouth.
Yeah, 3 years is not enough time to commit that many sins.
Exactly.
Also, they don't think too good. They go to goo goo gaga. Maybe I want cookie if they're feeling particularly eloquent that day.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Or fuck you if you swear around them a lot.
True. Preferably, actually. Gotta learn early.
I'm reminded of when I'm reminded of when I was living with my sibling, and like I was just like looking after the kids, and the middle child, Mackenzie, she was just like, playing with a toy or whatever, and the toy just broke while she was playing with it, and we just hear her go, shit.
Yeah.
Freaking great.
It's human speech. I feel like the age of sheltering children from swear words is long past.
Yeah, no, I just kind of looked at her. It's like
they're just words now.
Right? Yeah, I just looked at her like Mackenzie. Yeah, it's just, and she's like, oh, sorry. I'm just like, no, you're fine. Just I didn't know you knew how to say that word. It's just like, really.
I'll go back to my startling issue of avoiding eye contact monthly.
Yeah. Moving on. No, don't look at her.
That's one of my favorite subtle jokes in Gravity Falls is Wendy's
if you look at someone that's a microaggression.
So did you just look in my fucking eye?
Why the fuck is femboy trending on Twitter? You know what? I'm done.
Log off Twitter for today. We're done here.
The internet's over. Game over, everybody. Everybody go home.
Femboy.
Now, is it trending or is it trending in the For You tab? That's always the question.
Well, now it's no longer trending. Thank God.
Okay.
Okay, cool. We saved the city! What is a key to the city? What does it really unlock?
It doesn't. It shows a city's absolute faith in an individual.
Oh.
That's all it is. It's not actually a key to anything. A key to the city is supposed to be like, we have absolute faith in this person because he's done a ton of stuff for us, or she has done a ton of stuff for us.
Or they.
Has always been a peak citizen and has done deeds worthy of basically a nod to an all-access pass to everything. That it's just a sign of faith. That's all. If you give someone the keys to your home, that means you trust them, right?
I guess so.
It's a really old. Actually, if I remember correctly, I think the key to the city thing is an old. It used to actually be a key. And it was basically a sign of when somebody was given.
They don't even give you a comically large gold key anymore? God, the enshittification of everything.
Yeah, no, they don't give you a comically large gold key anymore. No, it's just usually a certificate.
Oh, fuck.
So they give you a key card to the city.
If I remember correctly, the key to the city thing used to actually be a key, and it would give you a key to like the actual, like to the government buildings and other stuff like that, and you were actually given. It was a sign of faith and goodwill, and you could also participate in court.
Yeah.
And when I say court, I mean like council. You could participate in council or at least attend council. It was like, you're one of our prized citizens. Please attend our meetings. But nowadays it's just a gesture of, you're a pretty swell guy and a great citizen of our town. Here, have this to as acknowledgement that you did good things for our city.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure anyone can just show up to city council meetings.
I've done it.
Oh.
Yeah.
What were you campaigning for?
I wasn't campaigning for anything. It was actually a requirement for one of the merit badges that I took.
Right.
Citizenship in the community requires that you attend a. One of them is it requires that you attend a city council meeting just to understand what they're about and what kind of things go on there and the things that are discussed, and so you understand and acknowledge that is a quote unquote resource that you have access to as a citizen in your local community.
Was there a separate merit badge for proposing something to city council?
No.
Okay.
You didn't have to propose anything. You were basically just there in uniform to like take notes, and then report back like basically notes on the whole thing.
Yeah.
Sure.
See,
I mean, I don't think there's a rule against getting up and saying anything, but it's like, what the fuck am I gonna do?
Yeah. See,
there were like 3 people who got up there and bitched about their cousin in jail.
Yeah.
So.
See, you learned that anybody can go to city council meetings from going to the Boy Scouts or Eagle Scouts. I learned that anybody can go to city council meetings by watching Cobra Kai.
It took you that long in your life to figure out you could go to student council meetings? Cobra Kai came out like 5 years ago, my dude.
Yeah, but they didn't do that until last season.
So even later. Great.
Yeah.
Sarah, if I could think of one person on this earth least likely to participate in local government, it's Kevin.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because he's got all the time in the world.
Speaking of, my cousin was at the RNC.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He had disclaimer here. He is not a Trump supporter. He's tired of fucking old ass men in fucking national office.
Oh hey son.
Yeah. So, but he is a registered Republican in the state of West Virginia. People get hung up with the the RNC is just a big just fluffing up the new presidential candidate. And I'm like, yeah, that's generally what it's for. But it's an entire convention, and what he was there doing is networking with a bunch of other politicians, trying to get support for his stuff in West Virginia. So that's something that often happens is local and state representatives will go there to do networking with people in Washington, and that's what he was there doing.
Yeah, because
what happened to our podcast? We used to talk about anime. Now we're talking about local politics.
You have literally never spoken about anime unless I brought it up.
Or me.
Okay, I'm talking like way back.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
no, I actually have plenty of anime to talk about today.
Oh yes, same actually.
Yes.
Because the new season started.
This will be bad intro pending the most on-brand episode of BGS yet.
In a very long time.
Also, they unionized recently. Good for them.
Yeah.
And by recently, I mean yesterday.
Yes, they did. Yes. Good on you. We're not talking about us. We're talking about Bethesda Game Studio.
I like. Yeah, thanks. I like
somebody with fucking 70,000 followers fucking retweeted my tweet. It's over.
Oh, that's what happened. Okay.
It's over. Yeah.
Well, can I for that to escape your target audience?
Yeah. Well, it's 3 words. I miss Kiwawa and a sad crying Kiwawa face. So,
someone will be able to extrapolate that into racism somehow.
She's Austrian. You must be a Nazi. Okay,
it's that easy.
Go back to 4chan, little Discord kitten. Have a nice day.
Yeah, go back to
Christ.
VT.
Yeah, go back to VT.
Officially voted the saddest place on the internet.
It really is. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen the fucking threads. That one guy I follow that lurks there and just posts all the bullshit.
Oh yeah.
I don't read it all, but I definitely see the sheer quantity of it.
Yeah.
There are moments. There are lots of moments where it's very wholesome there, and then there are moments where somebody just wants to start throwing shit, and then it devolves into a giant fucking shitstorm.
Yeah. They're.
But that's 4chan.
Yeah.
Da.
Yeah, VT is like 3 fucking extremes. It's like a freaking triangle of extremes. You have absolute wholesomeness, absolute goonery, and just absolute degeneracy. And they constantly swap between them on a moment's notice.
Yeah. My favorite thing to do there is to throw a frag grenade by saying the words Mori Calliope. No context, just say Mori Calliope there. And it's like throwing an active frag grenade into a room full of like Tourette's-laden Marines. Like it's bad. It's real bad.
It's real bad, yeah. Throw a flashbang. Ah!
No, an actual frag grenade.
Yeah.
And there's always one guy who dives on it in order to stop the conversation, and he gets absolutely, like, mangled because of it.
Yeah, and everyone just looks at him like, look at this fucking idiot!
He's like...
Bro, if you are landing on a live frag grenade, you do not exist afterwards.
Actually, you do. So there's the famous story of the guy, the Navy SEAL who jumped on a frag grenade or whatever. I think he was a SEAL who jumped on a frag grenade he had his Kevlar body armor on.
Yeah.
But he jumped on a frag grenade and he survived, although he was in surgery for like 3 weeks. He was in multiple surgeries for like 3 weeks, but he did survive. And part of his treatment actually took place here at the Dayton VA.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, no, you can survive it. It's not likely, and he was very lucky, but you can survive diving on a frag grenade.
Okay.
Especially if you take off your turtle hard hat and put it down before you.
What saved him is the fact that the shrapnel was mostly stopped by his body armor.
Right. Yeah.
And that's really I mean, the concussive force is pretty bad and can liquefy you, but a frag grenade is not nearly as dangerous as like an IED, like a pipe bomb or something.
Yeah.
The concussive force from those is what gets you. It just liquefies your insides, but a frag grenade is a much more tame explosive. What's supposed to happen with a frag grenade is you get killed by the BBs inside and the shrapnel from the exterior of the grenade. Yeah. So yeah, if he jumped on an IED, yeah, he's liquid at that point.
Yeah.
If he just dove on a frag grenade, it's a much more tame explosive. It's only meant to send these projectiles out at lethal velocity.
Yeah.
So it doesn't need to be nearly as strong. Also, it's much smaller.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So you can dive on a frag grenade. Just clarifying that.
Oh, that is something new I learned today. I'm gonna put that down in my notes.
Just make sure you have body armor on, or else you are going to die.
Yeah. No. Again. Yeah.
Yeah. The Kevlar is what really did most of the heavy lifting there.
I'm just imagining some absolute fucking idiot listening to that and being like, okay, hey, dude, throw a live grenade.
I'm gonna stop listening right now.
You're right, because he doesn't have eardrums anymore. I'll tell you that much.
Just missing every single bit about the Kevlar armor.
Yeah, but they only have a lethal range of up to I think 6 or 7 yards.
Something
Beyond
like that,
there's only like a 20% chance it's legal or it's lethal.
There's a 0% chance it's legal.
Unless you're in warfare. Grenades are not legal.
Unless, of course, war were declared.
Yeah. But yeah, no. I think MythBusters also tested whether or not you could dive underneath a mattress and it would save you, and yes, it would absolutely save you. You'd have no eardrums left, and it would be very bad for you, but you could survive it.
What about a mattress from Helix Sleep, sponsor of today's episode?
Actually, I would prefer a Tempur-Pedic, but either way.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So fun things we're learning.
Yes.
Hello, welcome to the Learning Podcast.
Kevin, what have you been?
Give us 2 weeks, and we'll turn from the Learning Podcast. We'll just be TLP, and we'll just start, doing sequels of Honey Boo Boo. It's great. Remember the Learning Channel used to be about learning? It was adjacent to Discovery.
I mean,
is that what TLC stands for?
Yes.
The Learning Channel. Yes. TLC stands for the Learning Channel, sir.
Well, I've learned a lot.
Yeah, nothing interesting or useful, but yes,
I've learned people are fucking weird.
I've learned about hoarders and people with weird fetishes. I guess that's a kind of learning.
Yeah. No, since the last time we did a podcast, I've done a fair amount of shit.
Cool.
So apart from just slowly plugging through Hollow Knight, I started up another fucking East game because I have just the worst brain rot. And I need something to tide me over until East 10 releases in October.
Sure.
I'm playing East 7, which was originally a PSP game. Very fun game, very fun. It's basically like a simplified version of what they eventually did for East 8 and 9 with the party system. It's pretty good. I don't really have anything else to really say about that at the moment, apart from just it's a good game. I think the only problem I have is that there's one part of the game where it requires you to backtrack to a bunch of different dungeons you've already been to, so that you can get to the super extra special secret dungeon that's inside the other dungeon. And the way that you get there is you have to traverse the overworld to find these freaking back routes that are only accessible by activating a magic circle or whatever the fuck. So that was annoying, but otherwise it's a pretty fun game. It's nice.
Sounds like Wind Waker.
A little bit. It's a little Wind Waker-y, that little bit there.
Yeah.
But apart from that, it's a pretty fun game. the previous anime season ended and the new one began.
I was gonna say that for my turn, but
yeah, but like there is a number of things that
We
I'm
wanted to
watching
do
there.
more freeform.
I know.
No,
Yeah.
I'll let Zeke. I'll get to it when we get to Zeke, because like if I get to it now, it's going to be like a whole thing, and we're going to be here for like 50 minutes.
Yeah,
Um,
that's true, but also it would just be a weird thing because he's watching like half of what I'm watching,
yeah.
so we'd have this weird gap between. Yeah,
Exactly. It's better if we would just wait.
We'll talk about all that anime when we get to my turn.
Yeah. Watch some movies. We watched Duel in the server a few weeks ago. Which
Oh
was,
yeah, it's been that fucking long.
it's
since
been
we
that long. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. No.
Duel.
1971. Vroom vroom.
Yeah, Steven Spielberg's theatrical directorial debut. That is a really good movie, actually. That is a surprisingly good movie.
It's more compelling than you think a movie with that basic a premise should ever be.
It is a dead simple premise. It is literally just a dude passes another dude on the road and he gets real fucking mad about it. And tries to kill the other guy. That's the movie. That's the premise.
Mm-hmm.
But like the way that the movie is structured, the way that we like kind of get a peer into the main character's head, and the way that everything is like framed is just remarkably well done. Steven Spielberg had no right to go as hard on this movie as he did, but I'm so glad that he did because culture's better for it.
Top 10 anime villains, that fucking truck.
Wheel of Fortune.
It really
Jojo's
is.
Bizarre Adventure.
I mean, top 10 anime villains is a truck. Have you never seen an isekai?
Right, yeah. You never even really see the driver of the truck clearly, which is like the wildest thing about that movie is just like it's just like a force of nature almost, and like all the mind games that the driver plays are done completely through like just context clues. It's what the fuck.
You see less of that driver than you see Jaws and Jaws.
I actually made that comparison that you can actually see the DNA of what would eventually become Jaws in this film. Like the way that the pacing is, like the way that the film is structured, the pacing, and like the way it refrains from showing the actual like threat directly is just entirely what Jaws does, and you can see it here. It's just a remarkably entertaining movie. I really liked it a lot. I think the only issue I have with it is that it's a bit slow in places.
A bit.
But like it's so worth the watch.
Also, the ADR is weird.
The ADR is a bit weird. Cuz like the whoever plays the main character sounds completely different in the recording booth comparative to on set.
Yeah, very strange.
Yeah.
It is the same guy, I know that, but he sounds different somehow.
He does, yeah, and it takes a minute to get used to. Duel's really, really fun. Loved it. I went over to Sheridan's house and we watched Independence Day on Independence Day. That is a very fun...
American Independence Day, just to clarify, not the other 344 that fucking, like, you know, the UK
that would be too many
out.
times to watch Independence Day that the human mind can't comprehend.
Yeah, not the other 100 or so that the British Empire handed out. You know, number one provider of Independence Days. Thank you. Thank you.
That is a interesting use of the word provider.
Yeah, I know, right?
No, the original Independence Day, it is still a really, really fun, campy, popcorn film. Just very funny. Very fun, very goofy. Although, I will say, it is absolutely amazing that Roland Emmerich went from doing Stargate, then this, and then immediately afterwards he did Godzilla. Like, bro, you went from the top of your career to the frickin' bottom. What the immediately? What the hell?
Oh, you mean 98 Godzilla?
Yeah, Godzilla 98.
Oh, I see.
Like,
Roland Emmerich has had like 2 good films, and they were Stargate and Independence Day.
Yeah.
That's it. Everything else he's done is just bad.
Yeah,
and whether or not you like it or not is just like an entirely dependence of how seriously you take films.
Adjacent topic. Who in Hollywood decided Matthew Broderick was leading man material?
That's a lot of fish. Matthew Broderick is not a bad actor, but I feel like he works better for, like, comedic roles than he does for, like, major action movie roles, which is what...
I don't know. I've also seen Inspector Gadget. I don't think he was the funny part of that movie.
Fair enough. I don't know. I'm thinking more Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Sure.
Which he was pretty good in that. Although some would argue he's not even the best part of that movie. No, yeah, he's a fine enough actor. It's just, I feel like he's, for a while, he was kind of over promoted to a degree.
Sure.
Yeah.
The real Aquafina of his day.
It's really weird going back, watching The Lion King and just hearing...
You're not wrong about that one.
Yeah.
Aquafina is the most just the most, like...
I've said it. I don't even dislike her. I think the reason people dislike Aquafina is because there was no build-up. She just came out of nowhere, and the entire industry was like, "This is your new star."
Wasn't she like a fucking TikToker or something before? She was a... Yeah, I think she was a fucking TikToker or something before she was an actress.
Yeah, but on the grand stage of movies, it was just like,
yeah,
you don't know who the fuck this person is.
It's
but
suddenly,
she's here.
yes. Yeah.
Okay. I looked it up. I'm just gonna read the Wikipedia article verbatim. Nora Lum, known professionally as Aquafina, is an American actress, comedian, and rapper. She rose to prominence in 2012 when her rap song My Vag became popular on YouTube.
Yes.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
And Disney saw that and went, hire this woman.
No,
Disney saw that and said she's going to play a character in the beloved remake of Lion King, which is not beloved.
Actually, Little Mermaid, she played Scuttle.
Yes, that's correct.
She's got the scuttlebutt! Yeah.
Truly wonderful. The mind of a multi-billion dollar conglomerate is...
Oh my god.
You got to get the kids in, and of course, like, all the kids are on YouTube. That means they're listening to songs like My Vag.
I mean, to be fair, you're correct. I just don't expect them to make that association.
I know I'm correct, and they absolutely made that association because they're a business run by the fucking numbers people.
I guess.
And the numbers people said, "Kids like My Vag. Let's get this woman in a movie."
Look, I need you to understand. Fucking.
We don't care about the ramifications or what have you, or the fact that parents may approve. It doesn't matter. Get her in there.
It is strange though, because that was 2012, and I feel like she didn't start getting mass casted and things until like 5 years ago.
Yeah, for the record, with regards to the My Vag song, I need you to understand this is also the same generation of children who listen to songs like WAP, so popular that it has a Kids Bop version that turns it from wet ass pussy to wings and pizza.
You just wanted to bring that up.
Yes, I did, because it's funny.
Oh my god.
But the other thing we have to remember is that those aren't kids anymore. That was 2012.
That's also true.
What Kids Bop are they on like now? Like 144?
Oh no, it's a lot. I looked it up. A few months ago. It's like 130 something.
Jesus
There's entirely too much Kids Bop.
Also too much now. That's what I call music.
Yes, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. You ever not get tired of listening to the same 12 songs on the radio over and over again? Well, here, we got a CD just for you. Like, it's literally all 12 songs on the radio.
I like how radio truly died the day that trap became popular, because suddenly popular music was all trap music, but they couldn't actually play it on the radio, so they just kept playing the same shit they already had for like the next... until now, actually. You know? Like, for the last, like, 7, 8-ish years, the idea of just radio-friendly pop music has just died because the radio isn't as important as it used to be.
Well, no, you have streaming services that can go straight to your car now, and you can listen to whatever you want, radio style, without any input or commercials.
Ryan Seacrest in shambles.
Ryan Seacrest is the world's largest tool. Like, I could unscrew the bolts that hold a battleship together with him.
I know, I bring him up just to make you angry.
Yeah, Ryan Seacrest is the world's greatest fucking tool.
I can't wait till he falls down to our level and he has to fucking scrub off our podcast. That'd be great.
Yep. I was like, so Ryan, you suck. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I know.
I'm aware.
Yeah, I'm aware. Yep.
How long until Ryan Seacrest gets to the point where he has to frickin' hawk NordVPN?
Hey, how long until we get a remake of season 1 of American Idol? You know, the good season. I don't.
How do you
know how
fucking?
reality
How do you?
TV
I'm sorry. How do
works?
you remake a particular season of a reality TV show? What?
They do it. They do it as a 3-part miniseries where they just add way too much extra drama to it.
Like kind of like a documentary thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. No. It's a docudrama.
Okay. You know what? I can kind of. Damn it! I can see the vision.
Untapped genre.
I
Untapped genre.
I hate how much
The problem with all of
scripted
this,
dramatic retellings of reality TV show arcs is an untapped genre. Let's do it, guys.
You're probably right. The problem with this idea is that Simon Cowell's face is horrific to look at these days, and nobody wants to see it.
It's true.
Have you seen recent
Yes.
photos of Simon Cowell?
Yes, he.
Yeah. Also, I just want to know who would play John Taffer. Can we get who's the guy who played Thanos?
Oh, I forget his name. But sure.
Josh Brolin.
Yeah, Josh Brolin.
Josh
Josh
Brolin.
Brolin play John Taffer.
You know
Sure,
what? Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Or we could get Dave Bautista.
Shut it down now.
Or we could just, or we
No,
could
Dave
stand-
Bautista. Dave Bautista, but like emulating his character from Dune, where he just screams a lot. Like,
I mean,
there you go. There's your dramatic
Look,
retelling.
I hate to bring down things with baneless cynicism, but I feel like what's more likely is they scan and upload John Taffer's essence to the cloud and then portray him through AI digiconstructs.
I hate it. Please never say that again.
I hate it, and kill yourself.
Sure,
Anyway,
I'll never say that sequence of words about John Taffer again. Yeah,
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
yeah, it's gonna be real hard for me.
It's okay. You can do it. I believe in you.
Yeah, just hire, and we get like
I don't know, man. You know how much I love the word digistruct.
No, what we do, and then we get like Matthew McConaughey, who's like the crazed bar owner who spends more time stripping on like stripping on the bar than he actually does like running the bar.
Pitching Bar Rescue the movie.
Yeah, we're
Yes!
pitching Bar Rescue
Yes!
the movie.
Bar Rescue the movie is the
Anne
number one
Hathaway is
movie in
of-
America.
Anne Hathaway is the one bartender who has the redemption arc.
And in the sequel, she comes back as one of like the professionals that he
And one of
brings
the
in.
experts, yeah. Like the ending of the first
I don't
act
know
is
why
just her
I'm
Sharon
imagining-
walking in the door.
I don't know why I'm imagining this as a Mission Impossible spy thriller. We're talking about Bar Rescue.
Oh my god.
Oh, if we had infinite money.
Oh my god! Somebody
Oh my
needs
God.
to pull John Taffer aside and have him listen to this segment.
I will literally tag him on Twitter with our podcast. Like, we need to have a Bar Rescue movie.
What the fuck is this shit? Why are they talking about city council for so long? Anyway, what else have you been doing, Kevin? We were talking about that.
Right? Yeah, movies and shit. So a few months ago, I watched. The Truman Show, and a couple weeks ago, I watched another movie from the same director that was like 20 years before, Witness, starring Harrison Ford. That is a really, really damn good movie. That was actually a movie, the year that released, that was actually up for nomination for like Best Director and Best Picture. I forget what it lost to, but it did win Best Screenplay, and honestly, the screenplay is the best part about the movie. It is not a particularly like complex story, but the character writing in it is so strong and so like tightly done that it's hard to complain about literally any part of the way that it's written. It's just a
But
really...
if you had to.
I really can't.
Okay, I see.
It is a really, really good like crime thriller. And the central like relationship at the core of it, which is like Harrison Ford and this like woman from like an Amish community that he kind of like becomes connected with through like circumstance, is really damn compelling. There's just like a lot of like culture shock and like crossover culture between the two characters and like where they come from and shit like that. It's just so fucking fascinating. Really good movie. Highly recommend checking it out. On the complete opposite end of that scale, we also watched Harold and Kumar go to White Castle.
Oh, right, yeah.
Man, y'all making me crave White Castle. Just,
Right.
I'm done.
That is the best fast food commercial I have ever seen in my life. Like, at the end of that movie, I was literally like, fuck, I could go for some goddamn White Castle right now. That's
Brilliant strategy.
No, really good movie, actually. I fucking love Harold and Kumar. This is a fun movie. And just last week, we actually watched The Longest Yard, the remake with Adam Sandler. I am surprised at how good that movie actually is. It's really good. Because, like, the thing with a lot of Adam Sandler comedies is that they tend to get caught up in their own brand of humor and kind of forget characters and story and, you know, personal conflict and shit like that.
Happy Madison syndrome.
Right, yeah. Not really so much with The Longest Yard. I think with The Longest Yard, the biggest benefit of it is that it's based off of a prior movie, which is like more so a straightforward drama. But this is a version of the story that adds more comedic elements to it and kind of has more levity. Which honestly, I've actually seen. I actually looked up like bits and pieces of the original Longest Yard, which is from like the 1970s. I actually think the comedy helps the drama hit a little bit better in the remake because of compare and contrast. You know, you have this like you have this like more or less comedic kind of like jovial tone. Then something very serious happens in the story, and it hits much harder because you kind of feel for the characters already, and you have this kind of like connection to them already through like their interactions in comedy. So when something bad happens, you do feel it. I think it actually works really well in the remake. Also, there's one scene in the remake. I don't know. Spoilers for a 21-year-old movie, I guess. There's one scene in the remake where Chris Rock's character dies. Like
spoilers.
I literally just said spoilers for a movie. Like, I'm gonna put like, you know, a freaking thing there. But I actually decided to look up the scene in the original film. How is it the remake actually gave the character's death more dignity? Because like in the original movie, like, you know, in the remake where he's like, you know, reaching towards the the little light in the cell and he turns it on and there's like this like dramatic sting. That's how the character died in the original version, because there was like faulty wiring, like the wiring was messed with there, so it electrocuted him. It is so goofy in the original version because he gets electrocuted, starts, you know, shaking and screaming, and then he's like catches fire, and then he just like freaking twirls around, and you just hear this like screaming while super dramatic music plays, and everyone's looking on like, no! Like, how is it the Adam Sandler remake gave that character more dignity and death? What the fuck?
Yeah, and the thing about it is that, like, very much it keeps the comedic tone because it takes literally a moment. I think that scene is over and done with in like 2 minutes of screen time.
Very quick.
And then the next scene is all of them looking at each other like, all right, we're gonna go off and play football now, and then they go play football, and that's the next scene, and then we're right back to the comedy. But it still gives you that moment.
It does have like the funeral scene afterwards, and then there's like this gradual.
But yeah, all of that together is like 2 or 3 minutes. Yeah, it's not a very long funeral scene.
Yeah, but it is effective. It's very effective.
I did.
Though.
Yeah. It is very effective, and giving any good comedy and a moment of emotional core is, I don't know. It's just it's always, I've always preferred comedies that have a little bit of emotional core to them rather than rather than just being straight comedy start to finish.
Yeah.
But No, I really like the remake of Longest Yard. I think it's really well done, and I think having Adam Sandler kind of play the straight guy in the film.
Yeah, that's actually something that I found interesting. Is
Yeah,
that Adam Sandler plays a relatively serious role here.
Yeah, he plays a relatively serious role among a shit ton of excellent character actors.
Yes, Terry Crews is in this movie, and he is one of the funniest things in here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's just it's really interesting how they kind of filmed this movie. I like it. I love it. I would watch it again, honestly.
Yeah, no, I love The Longest Yard. That's a good movie. I liked it a lot. Yeah.
Even if you're not a huge fan of football, like, doesn't matter. Like, just watch it because it's a decent movie.
Yeah, no, it's just a really good, like, comedy with, like, some dramatic elements thrown in. It's really good.
Yep.
And another thing in terms of video games is that this weekend is the character trial for the new Overwatch hero, Juno. Played a good chunk of her yesterday. She's fun, and she's adorable. Yes. I really like playing as her. Although I did see on Twitter that, Zeke, you have a couple of, like, concerns, I guess, with her kit.
What are you talking about?
Because, like, let me look it up on fucking Twitter.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, because on Twitter, you brought up, where the fuck is it? Scroll. Where did it go? Where the fuck did it go?
What do you mean?
You bitch, you deleted it.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
I would have sworn. Jesus, anyway.
So do you dream of my tweets?
Maybe? What the fuck? Anyway, no, I really like Juno's kit personally. Because, like,
yeah.
I like higher mobility heroes. Like, that's kind of like my preference for, like, both DPS and it's like my preference for both DPS and
sorry, hold on.
Support. Understandable. Have a nice day. Okay. No.
Sorry, listening to you talk about you guys talk about Overwatch makes me want to barf back, but it's alright.
I get
You're
it.
allowed to have your passions.
It's not your game. I get it. No.
Which button allows me to smack Tracer's ass? That's all I want to know.
Play as Zen and then hit melee.
That's not a smack. That's not a smack.
That's a kick.
Is
yeah.
that a
Power kick.
Is that a fucking serious answer?
No, he just
because I literally every time I watch Fortnite, every time I watch Overwatch gameplay, what's the difference? I'm just kidding. Every time I watch Overwatch gameplay, I am so confused by the 3.5 trillion particle effects and voice lines going off simultaneously. I have no idea what the fuck's going on. So, but I guess that's how most people feel like when they're watching a fast-paced game being played. Like, you sit me in front of a League of Legends podcast, or a League of Legends, like, pro gameplay, and people are like, oh man, he skippitied the toilet out of left lane and did the thing, and I was like, I don't know I don't know what the hell just happened. What?
Dude, I watch
Speak English!
Dude, I watch League gameplay and my fucking eyes just glaze over. I'm like, what is happening?
Everything becomes more like when you actually know how a game is played, your eyes, you mentally you interpret what's happening, but you know what to focus on. You know what's actually.
Absolutely. Like, it's like when I'm playing Magic. Also, there is a language to discussing Magic with other Magic players. And I have talked enthusiastically about Magic in front of other people, and they're like, "What the fuck were you two talking about?" And I was like, "Oh, like that was a different language, my dude." And I was like, is it really? You're so immersed in it, it doesn't seem strange, but then, you talk to an outsider, and they're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh my god, I've had that happen a couple of times before, yeah.
Who is Bob?
Bob, do something!
Yeah, I guess from an outside perspective, we do talk about Bob a lot.
It's like, oh god, it's Bob. Who's Bob?
It's the card Dark Confidant! Why is he called Bob? Alright, now sit down, it's gonna be an hour. here's your lecture, and that's why he's named Bob. Oh,
It's like you just
Okay.
randomly pull out a freaking whiteboard and a freaking
What the
dry erase
fuck?
marker.
What the fuck is an Omnidor Thragfire? It's the
Yeah,
name.
no.
It's the name of a deck. Why? Well, you see, it plays Omniscience, Thragtusk, Door to Nothingness, and Fires of Invention, and they're like, so it got the name Omnidor Thragfire.
Great.
Oh. Why is this deck
Awesome.
called Tin Fins? Okay, that's a C-Lab 2021 reference. But... And then people are like, what the fuck is this game? So yeah, I understand. But
Yeah.
no, continue about the new hero. I'm sorry.
No, yeah.
I just had to sidebar
Sure.
about how bizarre this all is to me.
No, my preference is for DPS and support is like high mobility heroes and shit like that. So
Sure.
she definitely fits into my personal preference for hero play. I really love.
She's a very.
Is
she's a
hero
very
play a
s-
sexual thing?
It can be.
It can't be.
What?
She has a very strange. She is very mobile, but she's very strange in that it's mostly horizontal mobility.
That is definitely a quirk. It is definitely a quirk.
Oh, so it's horizontal hero play.
Yes.
Yeah. Kinda. Yeah.
Okay.
No, yeah, because like she has this thing where you can like double jump and then glide through the air.
Or you can glide without double jumping.
Or you can glide without double jumping. Or you can jump, glide, and then anyway.
Yes, you can jump without gliding. You can double jump without gliding. You can jump with glide. You can double jump with glide. And don't even get me started on the hyper ring.
Oh yeah, the hyper ring just no.
Whee!
It did take a little bit of getting used to like her particular mobility options, but I've also found out that with the way that her mobility options work, you can do some silly shit with it.
Yeah.
And there is the concern with her being like having a relatively large hitbox, especially like her fucking head being as big as it is with that bulky helmet.
Yeah. I was gonna say her body hitbox is fine. It's her head. Her head is. It's like Zen's head. Where her head hitbox is pretty big.
Yeah,
But
like,
it's also just because most of her mobility is horizontal. She's easier to track.
Yeah.
Compared to like a Lucio that's wall riding everywhere and jumping.
That's true. But like I feel like her mobility options kind of self-balance that a little bit. So like you can get out of the way and like duck into cover a little bit more like relatively easily with her.
Depends on the map geometry.
And depending on whether or not hyper rings on cooldown.
Yeah.
That is one thing that I will say is that I feel like I after playing with her for a fair amount of time, I think hyper ring as a utility is fine as is. Lower the cooldown. I feel like it should have a little bit like I feel like you should be able to use it a little bit more often.
I don't disagree, but it kind of clicked with the cycling of abilities kind of clicked with me the more I played it.
Yeah.
And I feel like, especially because it's not just the initial cast, like as long as the ring exists, if people pass through it again, they get the same speed buff. So for how long it persists, I think the cooldown actually makes sense.
That is true. It does persist for a relatively long amount of time. I think it's like, what, 7 seconds, was it?
I think it's like, it's 5 or 6, I think.
Yeah. No, it persists for a fair amount of time, so technically speaking, your cooldown is effectively only like 10 seconds. So
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes some sense. Also, I actually looked up the numbers for her ult, Orbital Ray. The damage boost it gives you is actually 5% more than what Mercy's damage boost does.
Yes. It's fair enough.
Honestly,
it is an ultimate. I assume they use the same logic as Orisa's old bongo drum, where it would be the same as Mercy's damage boost, but no, it's not going to work.
Yeah, no. Honestly, it's very simple, but Orbital Ray is a very effective and very fun ult to use.
Yes, I liked it more. I used it. There's a bit of strategy in setting its travel path.
Yeah.
And well, she gets it pretty quickly. Not like Cleaver quickly, but like pretty quickly.
Yeah, the ult charge is like relatively snappy with her. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
it's not quite tree. Like Life Weaver gets tree so often that it might as well just be a normal fucking ability. But it's close.
Yeah, it's
she can also dish out pretty insane, like It's like Ana, but you have to aim less levels of healing.
Yeah, no,
like
she's-
I finished a match last night. I had like just a normal fucking control match that didn't. I mean, it went to 3 rounds, but it wasn't like super like contested and over long. And I had like 14,000 healing.
Yeah, no, she's a very effective healer and does some pretty solid damage too. Although I will admit it's a little weird that she doesn't do headshot damage, but I think that's just because
That's because I think they really like her damage and healing shots being the same numbers,
Yeah.
and crit healing is a weird concept when you're usually behind your team.
that's
Like
true.
how you gonna get crit headshot heals on Diva when she's in front of you?
Right, yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
it's not
so-
happening.
So, like, I suppose that makes sense. It's just when you think about the logistics of a damage hero that has burst fire, not having a headshot multiplier is a little weird.
Yes, but also because her gun functions like Ana's gun, and Ana's gun also doesn't do crits. I
Also
think
true.
that was probably their
That's
logic there. Yeah.
that's probably true, yeah. But no, yeah, I think she's in a. I honestly feel like the way that she controls here is she's in a really good spot currently.
There's a couple things I might want ironed out. Like a lot of people don't like the fact that coming down from your double jump glide requires canceling the ability. There's no way to descend otherwise,
Yeah,
which feels a little clunky.
yeah.
But like little things like that.
Oh, by the way, Zeke, something that I found out with Juno, something that I prefer is that, like, you know how the default with her alt fire is that you hold down right click and then you hit left click to fire.
Yeah, I like the toggle though. So
yeah.
don't fucking recommend me shit.
Yeah, I already did the toggle. Yeah, it's much better.
No, it toggles by default. The holding is an alternative setting.
Yeah. No, No, yeah, but no, I like Juno, and also she
Yes.
is absolutely fucking adorable.
Yes, I'm probably gonna play more Overwatch when we're done here.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, after we're done here, I need to go get fucking groceries. It's Saturday.
Well, I don't, so
Hey, great
Yeah.
for you. Great. No, no, you had been having a really good time playing as Juno. I'm going to be very sad when they take her away from me Monday afternoon.
Yep.
But yeah, that's more or less what I've been up to. Pass the buck to Sheridan. What have you been doing?
Went to Germany a couple weeks ago. That was fun.
Yeah. You did a lot of fucking
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always do a lot of shit. But no, yeah, I went to Germany a couple weeks ago to hang out with with Keki.
Did we talk about this last time?
No, we didn't.
Okay.
We've talked about it like off the podcast, but yeah.
Right. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, no. We haven't had a podcast since I got back. I don't think.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
yeah,
like 3.5
so-
weeks, I forgot.
Yeah. So, but no, I went to Germany to hang out with Keki and a bunch of other KFP. Fan cakes, whatever you want to call it. Her fans in general. And it was a really good experience generally. My issue with that trip entirely was like the travel.
Yeah.
The travel was fucking miserable from start to finish. And so what I didn't know, so last time when I went 2 years ago, I took a flight to Amsterdam. I took a flight from Dayton to Atlanta, because Atlanta's Delta's big hub in that part of the country. And then I took a flight from Atlanta to Amsterdam, and then I would take a train, a 2-hour train or so from Amsterdam to Düsseldorf. Well, what I didn't know was that all of the long-range train lines leading from the Netherlands to Germany had large sections of them under construction. And so what should have been a 2-hour train ride ended up being a 6-hour train ride because I had to go like east an hour and then west an hour and then east an hour. Just to get to the part of the long-range train tracks that weren't under construction, and then I could take the rest. So it ended up being 6 additional hours of travel instead of 2. So I burned out an entire extra day with travel. I was supposed to arrive and get to my hotel by like noon. I ended up getting there at like 6 p.m.
Wow.
Which was brutal. So I missed out on an entire day of just like hanging out in Dusseldorf and also resting for the weekend ahead. So I got some sleep, and then I had 3 very, very long days of mostly standing in lines and walking around in the heat, which were very fun. But then I was so damn exhausted by the end of the weekend. Like when I had to get up on Monday to go back. There was also, if you guys aren't paying attention, there was also at the time a huge European soccer league tournament
Yeah, I
going
remember
on,
that.
and Germany was the host. That same weekend, that the largest anime convention in the entirety of Europe was occurring in which is what I was going to, Dokumi. That's the most populous anime convention in the country in Europe,
Yeah.
in the European Union, and. On the same weekend, there was also a major football game in Dusseldorf. So those two things together meant the trains were overloaded. So the long track trains heading back to Amsterdam, there were 6 of them that would have gotten me there in time to get on my flight. All 6 were either full, late, delayed, or canceled.
Oh. Yeah, I remember watching you just like scramble to figure out a solution.
I was trying to, so I ended up missing my flight home, and I had to have somebody else bail me out and buy a flight back to my home.
Which
otherwise, my other option was, which would, because I didn't have the money for a $1,500 plane flight in my fucking account at the time. Yeah. So I was cutting it pretty close with the strip, but so I had to have someone bail me out, and it ended up being more than my original round trip flight.
When you said,
and I tried to fly, and it's like my other options were being homeless in Germany for 90 days until they eventually deported me.
Yeah, not great, not great. My
other option was to punch somebody randomly, get in trouble with the German government, and then get deported.
Yeah.
None of these are good options.
All of them bad. No, I remember just like it was like 3 a.m. or whatever the fuck, and I was just like bleary-eyed, being like, out of curiosity, how much is a flight from Amsterdam to here? And I looked it up, and it was like $1,400, so just one way. And that's probably just because it was very short notice if you wanted to book one. So, yeah, I can understand why you were having a bit of an issue. Fucking sucks that your travel, like the travel part of it, didn't really go well, but it seems like the convention itself was actually pretty good.
I was not listening to that, but I have a good reason, because I fell into this Reddit post that was very fascinating.
Oh, really?
Yes, I was on our dishwashers, we have a community, we commiserate, and someone had to deal with someone who no longer works with them etched XIV into the bottom of a pot.
Yeah.
And of course, Reddit thinks they're repping their favorite Final Fantasy game. But XIV is actually 14 in Roman numerals. That's actually a gang sign for Norteños, which is a fucking Mexican gang.
Okay.
That has existed for 56 years. So I got caught in that Wikipedia page rabbit hole for a bit.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably more likely what it is.
Yes, but if anyone cooking soup with that pot asks any questions, just tell them he was repping his favorite Final Fantasy game.
Yeah.
But yeah, not to brag, once I was in Dusseldorf, like, the convention was really nice. Like, the convention was actually very nice. It was a little hot that weekend. And I ended up spending way too much time waiting in lines. Like, my Friday was getting there, waiting in line for the con to open, then going to wait at the booth to buy, like, cosplay prints and stuff from Keki. She was not at the booth at that point. She was in the park with some friends taking cosplay photos. There's a really beautiful park right next to the Messer Dusseldorf, where a lot of cosplayers like to do, like, nice glamour photo shoots or whatever, and her being a professional, she was doing exactly that. So, and I decided, like, some of the guys were like, oh, let's go say hi to her, and I'm like, she's working, leave her alone. She's gonna be overwhelmed when she sees this line anyway. But so we all went in and bought our merch, and then we had to get in line again so we could get it signed. Just because it would be a quicker experience. It would actually, well, it ended up not being a quicker experience. She opted for a smaller booth, which was really strange to me. Because she still doesn't think that people like her, or that she's popular, or whatever, or that people would come all the way to see her. She's kind of stupid like that sometimes. It's adorable.
Kiki, you dumb butt.
Yeah, she's don't talk about her butt. That's our butt. Excuse me, sir.
Our butt.
No, I'm just kidding.
Da, da, da.
Yeah, that is our object of worship. No, I'm just kidding. But no, she did. So she had a small booth which could only accommodate one person. Well, one of her friends who was helping run the booth. One person who could sell merch and also raffle tickets and stuff. And then, but it was funny. So the lines took way too long. Which was the only complaint I had about the whole weekend, is that I think she underestimated how many people would show up, and I hate to tell her this, more people are planning to come next time, so she better get a bigger booth this time. But her stuff was actually really reasonably priced. Like when I went to Hanaame, Hanaame being one of the biggest cosplayers, in the world right now. I went to her booth. Her stuff was, considerably more expensive than what Kiki was selling, and that's fine. But I think also that led to the issue of people bought way too much, and she sold out of everything, like on the first day, or almost on the first day. But the lines were extreme. I spent like 9 hours in line the first day, which was ludicrous. I probably should not have done that because it burned me out for the rest of the weekend. I was just very, very tired the rest of the weekend. Still running on adrenaline. I still had energy to talk to people and be excited, but like I was just tired the whole time. The weekend was really cool. One of the funniest moments, and this is just her in a nutshell. This encapsulates who she is as a person. I had made, because I didn't know how much merch she would have, so I started working on a plan with with an artist who really likes her. I made these little. She made the art for them, and I made these little keychains to hand out to people. So we had a little bit of merch to showcase, why we were there. I just made these little one-sided keychains, acrylic keychains for everybody. I gave one to one of the people from our fandom who was actually helping her at her booth, and he was over there by her, and she saw it on his shirt or whatever.
Yeah.
And she said, "Where the hell did you get that?" And he immediately pointed to me, who's fat ugly ass was in the back of the line, and she immediately just stops the next person from coming up, leaves, walks directly out of her booth, walks straight to the back of the line, gets up in my face, and she says, "I hear you have keychains." And I was like, yeah. She's like, "Gimme."
Just holds out a hand.
Just holds out a hand and says, "Gimme." And I pulled one out of my lapel pocket and handed it to her, and she ripped it open the packaging immediately and stuck it right on her lapel. And then we just talked for a little bit. She noticed that I was wearing a tie that was like a nod to like her old uniform when she used to be an idol.
Yeah. In
Japan, and she went off on this whole tangent about how she hated the original version of that tie and that I chose the better one. And I was like, well, thank you, I'm glad you noticed. And anyway, but then she's like, okay, I'll see you up front. And then she walked back after like 3 or 4 minutes, and then everybody's just in line just fucking staring at me like, why do you get to? And why do you get to talk to her twice? And I was like, I don't fucking know. Be retarded like me. This fandom is fueled by street cred.
That is
and I
still
earned more than my fair share that weekend.
That is still
very
the
funny.
Funniest goddamn thing.
Yeah, she just ran out. She was like, "Gimme." I was like, I should have said something coy. Like I should have looked at him and said, "I don't know, guys. Do you think do you think I owe her one? I don't know, guys. Do you think she's fan enough?"
Everyone just glaring at you the rest of the weekend. Should have been me.
No, she would have pouted at me, and I don't want that. All right, she already pouted at me once today, over the weekend.
Right.
Look, I just asked her to decapitate me with her cosplay sword, and she pouted at me. She was like, "I'm tired."
I'm tired.
Like, okay.
I don't wanna.
I was like, "It's not my fault. I was in the back of a 9-hour line, sweet princess."
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, no, she was a joy to hang out with, and at the end of the weekend, a bunch of people weren't able to get their signings done because the convention closed at like 6 p.m. and the lines again were very long and very slow. So she was like, who still needs a signing? There were like 15 people maybe, and she was like, okay, follow me. And we went to the park next door, and she sat down at a picnic booth near the playground. And we finished all the signings there, and then we had put together a scrapbook with with little Polaroids that somebody had made of all of us, and handed it to her. She likes to have photos of all of her fans because there's no way she can remember all of her faces. She's really bad with face recognition anyway, and her memory's not the best. But so she claims. I disagree, but so she claims. But she wants to remember all of us. So we put together that little scrapbook, called it her docs folder, and handed it to her. And she loved it. But yeah, it was a great weekend. It was very, very fun. She's one of those celebrities that we'll talk to at eye level. She never talks down to you. She will always speak to you at eye level.
Love
and
that.
to her, you are just another person. You're a person that came all this way for her, and she will always show her gratitude for such things, which is why I don't mind continuing to do insane shit for her.
Hey, that's fair.
Because the energy gets recycled to some level.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, no, it was a fun weekend. It was absolutely fun. We went to an Italian restaurant in the middle of Germany. I actually barely ate German food while I was in Germany, which was the crazy part.
No shit.
Like I did have currywurst, which I have now coined German manwiches, because it's meat with a ketchup-based sauce. Like it's German manwich. It's German manwich.
That does sound really good.
Yeah, but it's a ketchup and curry base. It's a spicy ketchup based sauce on top of sausage, usually with a side of bread or inside of a hot dog bun. It's more like a hoagie bun. It's like a super big hot dog bun, but and sometimes they serve it with sauerkraut or onions. Other times they don't. This time they did not, but I did not miss it. Other times it's served with potatoes. But it was really good.
Yeah.
So I had currywurst, and I did also have schnitzel. But it was like, sidewalk cafe like schnitzel. It was not like gourmet. It was not like really good schnitzel, but it hit the spot. It was good. But those are the only two German items I ate over the weekend. I had a burrito from a food truck. Because that's the thing about the Dokumi Convention Center is that there are all of these big warehouse style halls.
Yeah.
That line like a central street, and then down the centrals, and then there's this big central street where people were doing like flash mobs and just walking around and hanging out, and a bunch of food trucks were parked like corner to corner. Every open space was covered with food trucks, or there were Itasha displays.
Nice.
And so there were tons of food trucks. There were dudes selling classic American burgers and fritas or French fries. There was Indian food. There was classic German food. There was Asian food. There was actually a ramen truck that was painted up with Naruto.
Ah, nice.
And, yeah, so like it was the Naruto ramen truck, which was pretty cool. I didn't actually get any ramen from them, but I thought that was really cool. But yeah, no, I also had. But then for like dinners, we went to a place called Anun, which is a Japanese yakiniku place in Dusseldorf, and had a great time there. And then my small group near my hotel, we went to an Italian restaurant, which was across the street from it, which was really cool. And it was authentic Italian. It was not like, like an Olive Garden style place. It was authentic Italian, and it was really good. And the German versus Poland football game was on there, and German defeated Poland once again. Now all we need is for America to join the European Soccer League and beat them back.
Indeed.
I'm making World War II jokes. Laugh, crowd. Laugh, cartoon viewers. Anyway.
Recreate World War II in the form of sports.
But I had a lot of good conversations with some UK fans and stuff that I haven't seen in a while. Pudding is always a treat. He's a professional clipper and promoter for a couple of the talents. He actually has real work with them, and he's always so much fun to talk to. And then there was Swatter and his girlfriend. They were fun to talk to. Those people are from the UK. I have a Swedish friend who I've made online, and we met at Dokumi 2 years ago, and I got to hang out with him again, and he's always very fun, very talkative chap. Speaks very, very, very decent English. But yeah, no, it was a good weekend, just hanging out with everybody. Everybody was just had an excellent vibe among them, and I'd like to do it again next year. Finances willing. I got to get my credit card debts settled. But
Yeah.
I really don't have that much. It's just I keep being shitty about paying them back. But it's only like a couple grand. But once I get those cleared out, then I plan on going back next year because the party's only going to get bigger from here if she keeps doing this shit. Yeah,
And
she
you know
wants
she
to go to
will.
a big American. Well, the crazy thing is she wants to go to a big American convention, and like all the Europeans are like, why do you want to go to America? And she's like, because the crowds there are fucking insane. Like,
Yeah.
you people go to anime conventions, and you go to anime conventions like oh my god, the big anime conventions are there. Like, you have like 6 dokumis in your country.
Yeah.
We have 1 dokumi for the entirety of Europe. You have like 6 in one country. I want to go to America. So she wants to be invited as an official guest to an American convention at some point, and so we're working on plans to make that happen. And that would also be a lot easier for me to go to.
Oh, hell yeah.
That is the big reason I want that to happen, because Germany ain't cheap.
Yeah, cut down at least $1,500 from your trips for that, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. like a flight, like if she came to Anime Weekend Atlanta, for example, flights to Atlanta from Dayton are like $300.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Versus 1,500 to go to Europe. So, but no, absolutely had a great time. It's just the travel on the way back was a miserable, arduous experience that ended up having to put me into more debt than I was comfortable with. But I've learned. I look at it as I learned a valuable lesson when it comes to European travel.
Yeah.
Leave yourself some time, especially in Germany, because apparently the word of the day then was Deutschbahn Scheiße. The phrase of the day was, all the Germans were saying it too. The German train network is a joke, even compared to the rest of the European train network, which Europeans will tell you is a fucking joke.
Yeah.
They have trains. They are always late. They are always getting canceled. They're too expensive, yada, yada. List continues. But apparently the German, even among the European train networks, the German network is laughably bad. And so I learned that. So I will leave myself extra time next year. Or what I'll do is I'll fly out of the city itself. I've actually thought about next year flying into Vienna or Salzburg, going to visit Austria, then taking a train to Dusseldorf, and then flying home from Dusseldorf.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see if I can make that work or if that happens. But because I would love to visit Austria too. But yeah, no, it was a good German trip. Other than that, I've been grinding through Elden Ring again. I do not have the DLC yet. I'm just trying to beat the main game once again, get comfortable with it again before I tackle the DLC, because apparently the DLC is pain and agony.
Yeah.
And I can't wait. But I also got introduced. I went over to a friend's house last weekend, and he was like, "Mike, you want to play some Resident Evil 4?" And I was like, "Sure, that's a single player game though." He's like, "Yeah, I know, that's fine." I was like, "Okay, yeah, sure, we'll play some RE4." It's like mine and my 2 friends. It's like one of our favorite games.
Yeah.
And they sat me down and I started playing, and I was like, "Cody, what the fuck is this?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, it's a randomizer. Have fun." And I did. I had a lot of fun with it, and I even downloaded it at home. And I will tell you that having to go through the village when you have 2 double-bladed chainsaw guys, 2 chainsaw women, 3 regenerators, 4 dogs, and a boss dog all attacking you simultaneously is a treat. Is an absolute joy.
With randomized weapon loadout as well.
With randomized weapons. So sometimes you'll do all of that with an assault rifle and a fully upgraded Magnum. Yay. Other times you'll do that with the pistol, and another pistol,
and
another pistol, and a knife. So good luck. Good luck, chump change. But yeah, no, it's been a randomizer project that some people have been working on for a while now. It's called BioRand 4.
Yeah.
It's like $5 if you want to download it. You do have to pay. You do have to pay for it or be on a waiting list to get access to it. And I'm guessing that's just so people can't download it and then try to sell it for themselves.
Right, right.
You know, or download it, and then mass downvote it because they had a bad experience with it initially. They want to make sure people who actually are interested in playing this ridiculous experience are here.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing with randomizers. They are inherently like challenge run things, so it's just a way to spice up the game after you've played it a million times.
Well, and it gives it it gives it pretty infinite variability. The nice thing about this one too is that he provides you on the website, because what it will do is you go on the website, it will generate a seed, and then the seed will be a patch that you just install into your folder.
Yeah.
And you can change the parameters on how random things get. So if you want to do a run where the only things where you start with an assault rifle guaranteed, and the only things that drop are large quantities of rifle ammo, and everything's a fucking Iron Maiden, you can do that. You can make specific challenge runs work for you if you want to do that. He says what he wants to do is do normal merchant, normal loadouts, but every enemy is Krauser.
Oh boy.
He wants to do a stream like that. And I'm like, you're gonna die 3,000 times in the village, my dude.
That's dumb.
Yeah, that's very, very dumb. But you can do that with it too. So if you're tired of the general randomness of it, you can tune it to be a little bit more challenging or a little easier, or you can do fun runs. So it's really, really cool, and I've had a lot of fun with that. And that's really, like, other than working some overtime, like I worked 12 days in a row to help recover some of these funds. Can't wait for that sweet paycheck. And also I'm going to Chicago next weekend to go see the Lord of the Rings musical, again with some KFP, because I don't know what to do with my life anymore, so I just do what Kiara tells me to
do. Go see Lord of the Rings
musical. And I'm having
musical.
so much fun doing that. I'm having so much fun doing that. Anybody wants to knock my lifestyle, I'm like, when did you go to Germany, huh?
I'm not.
You been to Japan twice in 3 years, bud? Yeah. But no, I'm having a blast doing all this shit, man. Like, it's gonna be sad when she graduates and I have to actually live a life of my own volition.
Hey man, as long as you're having a good time, like I'm not gonna knock you too hard. I'm just saying, you constantly talk about
having a great time, expanding my worldview, meeting tons of interesting people from all over the world. It's been a lot of fun. The keychains I did make, I made over 100 of them, and I gave out every single one except for like a small handful.
Yeah.
So everybody was super happy with them. Keki was super happy with them, and when she wasn't looking, I left her a second one on top of her book before I left the park.
Aww.
Just in case the first one breaks or she goes missing, she has a spare. So, and I plan to make more of that stuff in the future. It's so easy to do. There are so many websites that allow you to make patches and keychains and badges and stuff. It's all reasonably priced. You can make them in reasonable bulk orders of like 100 for like $100.
Yeah.
So I've thought about making more of them as time goes on. But yeah, no, it was a great weekend. That's really all I've done. Then of course I was there for the movie watch alongs with Kevin and stuff. So, you know, just see that stuff. I actually did watch some anime.
Oh shit, that's new.
On Wednesday, when I think it was Wednesday or Thursday last week, I stole the downstairs TV.
Yeah.
It's my turn on the big TV, Mom. And just because it's an easier place to watch, because she has a Roku down there, so I can get Crunchyroll.
Nice.
And I was just watching through some of Eurocamp because I was behind on that. So I watched like the first 3 or 4 episodes, and I was very happy with how comfy that show is.
Comfy camping, yeah.
Yep, that is a show where I want to. I kind of want to wait to watch the rest of it. I want to wait till winter and then put a fire in the fireplace and just watch that.
Ooh, yeah, that sounds like vibes.
With a soft blanket, because it just sounds like the most comfy experience. Is just watching the rest of Uticamp.
Yeah.
So for now, I'll get back on. I'll get on to the point where I can start watching Danmachi again.
Yeah.
Make 12 more seasons of Eurocamp plus 6 movies, please.
Eurocamp the movie. High competitive camping. Anyway. Is that it?
Oh, right. Podcast.
Yeah, you're here, buddy.
Sorry, I was fucking.
Sorry to bore you, friend.
Yeah, sorry, I was reading a lot of things. Anyway, my turn, I guess.
Yeah.
No, I actually have quite a lot to fucking say. Not only was it the start of the summer season, it's also the most stacked fucking season I've had in a while.
Oh my god, yeah.
So much so, I had to make very hard cuts on. I hate cutting sixes. I usually am not one to mind watching 6 out of 10 shows, and sometimes even 5 out of 10,
Yeah,
depending how slow the fucking season is.
Yeah,
but
because
I
it's
had to
like
make
they're still
okay.
entertaining. So like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I really hate having to drop things, not because they were bad, but because I just don't have the fucking time that
Yeah.
season. Unfortunately, the reality of only having so much time in the fucking day necessitates grading on a bell curve.
Yeah.
So first I want to talk about the ones that I dropped, the sad unfortunate victims. I gotta actually look this up real quick. It's
Yeah.
fucking large. What do you mean that's not it? Oh, god damn it.
Give him a second, people.
There you go. Anyway, the premieres that I watched that I thought were decent, but I ended up dropping, Suicide Squad Isekai, or Isekai Suicide Squad. Seems fun.
Yeah.
I'm not a big DC guy generally, but I did think the premiere was fun, and the show was probably fun. It's definitely one of the shit posts of the season, though.
Yeah. The first 3 episodes are just very goofy fun. It's basically just saying, what if we took these members of the Suicide Squad and just threw them into a fantasy world, just see what happens. The entire, like, they literally freaking take over an entire prison complex and befriend a shitload of orcs. It's really funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I only watched the first episode. Seems good, but not good enough for this season.
Yeah.
I watched Shoshimin, which is adapted from another book by the author of Hyoka. Good. Very slow and introspective, even more so than Hyoka was.
Yeah.
So very nice production values. It seems well, but it's just one of those things where it's too slow for this fucking season.
Yeah.
Good. Maybe someday I'll go back and watch it again if it ends well. Wisteria, of Wand and Sword. This is actually a manga from the same author as Danmachi, and you can kind of tell watching the premiere.
Yeah.
The production value on this is actually quite insane. It's really well directed and animated. Unfortunately, and it's not bad. And I'm kind of interested to see how it goes, but the setup is very generic. And I just it's one of those things that, like, I had to cut some things, and this is just one of the. This is probably the closest one to not being cut. I'll say that. I had to make room for things, as you'll see as I keep fucking talking. And the other thing I cut was Mayanaka Punch. This is one of 3 fucking PA work shows during this season.
Yeah.
Again, fun.
Busy.
Yeah, fun, but it's apparently they're all pre-done. Like, they're actually like all finished before they actually started airing, which is an interesting strategy. Mayanaka Punch is kind of hard to describe. It's about a failed YouTuber who gets canceled after a controversy where she punches her coworkers due to her, like, anger issues. And then it pivots into being a quasi Yuri series about a vampire who reawakens. No.
What?
Yeah. So this vampire, the vampire reawakens and catches her old YouTube videos and becomes infatuated with her and her blood, and so they form a weird partnership where she wants to resurrect her YouTube career as a solo creator, utilizing this vampire's wacky bullshit abilities, and if she reaches 1 million subs, she will let her suck her blood.
What the fuck?
Yeah, why did I drop this?
What the hell is this concept? I kind of love it.
Yeah, and it was fine. It was fine, but again, I had to cut things.
Yeah. No, it's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, no, fun concept, definitely. Anyway, on to the stuff I actually am watching. Probably the earliest thing that aired was Code Geass, Rose of the Recapture, which I just watched episode 5 yesterday. It's pretty good so far. it's definitely rehashing a few beats, but it's doing some things that are also unique and interesting.
Okay.
This is the first like post original show thing that seemed to have a good enough reception for me to give a shit about.
Yeah,
So, and I will say I am intrigued. I could easily see this going in a very sequelitis-y sort of. There's already a little bit of Star Wars sequel trilogy symptoms seeping in. You know.
yeah. Because like I've seen the
Damocles is back.
Yeah, I've seen the first episode, and like the very premise of it is basically just like due to various circumstances, we have recreated the conflict of the original series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is interesting. It's got a bit of its own vibe. I'm really interested in the potential drama between the leads, and I can't really even tell you people about that without spoiling it.
Yeah.
That's all I'll really say about that. I'm intrigued. It could go sour, but right now I'm enjoying it.
Okay.
Also, the production's really good, really nice. The first thing I said when I watched the premiere was, "Damn, the CG nightmares are being blended into the 2D animation better than they have any right to be."
I did notice that. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
it blends really nicely. Like the compositing on this show is top notch.
Yeah, they've gotten really good at that. I was wary of CG nightmare units, but they're doing it really well.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel out of place. My Hero Academia season 7. I've talked about MHA a lot. I don't feel like I need to say anything else other than that. It's good. Oshinoko season 2. Every fucking episode is a banger. I tweeted the other day that every other episode of Oshinoko has a new The Scene. It's just one of those shows. This has been fantastic for, especially if you are this arc in the second season, especially if you have a deep interest in how things are created and adapted and the business behind that. Super fascinating drama stuff.
Yeah.
Big ups. That's one Dogakobo show this season. The other Dogakobo show I'm watching is Alya-san. She sometimes hides her feelings in Russian, don't you know?
Yeah, I'm also watching Alya-san. That's a really fun one.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's definitely one of those shows I've talked about before, where it's never mind. I'm abandoning that thought. I don't know how to word that.
Fair enough.
It's funny. It's good.
Yeah, it's definitely got some very strong character dynamics that I think lend themselves well to comedy and potentially drama down the line.
It's interesting. It's one of those shows that feels like it would be really generic and just have this one gimmicky premise to set it apart, but like the way it's executed, it's almost like in a sort of, yeah, we know you've seen 100 shows like this before, but we're just having fun here.
Yeah.
Sort of thing, which I appreciate that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It's just kind of like having fun with the premise and kind of experimenting with dynamics. And
very well.
That.
And yeah, very good production values as well.
Oh yeah, very nice show. Yeah. I'm sure
you're gonna hear me say that a lot. For some reason, this is a very good-looking season with a lot of good-looking productions.
Oh, dude, yeah.
I can't wait till next season where we hear about all the suicide reports. But damn if they didn't leave some nice art behind. Yeah, that's right. The only PA works I am watching is the Sakuna anime, the adaptation of Sakuna Rice and Ruin. Again, I mean, it's PA work, so no one's shocked by this, but very good production values. The first episode is almost cinematic, even.
It really is, yeah. No, first episode is very nice. Great pacing, and I love how it portrays Sakuna herself as a character.
Yes,
little brat.
Yes, as a guy who only played the first 3 hours of the game when I had PlayStation Plus as a trial thing, I can say very well adapted from that.
It's good to hear.
I have to imagine it will continue to be so. The one thing I want to point out, and you've heard me say it before, but it bears repeating on the podcast, this is a very strange anime. production-wise. It is a collaboration between a very small indie developer, a very renowned studio in PA Works, and the Japanese Department of Agriculture. And I am...
Who called who for this?
Yes, I'm very interested in learning who got the ball rolling on this. It's very strange.
Like, I legitimately want to, like, talk to the director of this show or something to figure out how the fuck this came to be.
Yeah, A&N, can you do, like, an interview piece on this? I really need to know whose idea this was.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. It all makes sense, you know. If there's any anime the Department of Agriculture is going to help co-produce, yeah, it's going to be the one about growing rice. Yeah, obviously. But, like...
growing rice that's heavily steeped in Japanese mythological culture.
Yeah. Like, who is... I want to know who got the ball rolling on this. So, this is like the show I want to know the behind the scenes on the most.
Agreed. Oh my god, same. Yeah.
Interesting. I'm still watching Sakura. That's ramping up as it's getting into its second core now, and transition. It's making the sort of Hitman Reborn that makes me sad to say.
Yeah.
The transition from being mostly comedic to being a little more actiony, but also comedic. It does it way better than Hitman Reborn does. I'll tell you that much. I think I made that tweet once where it's like, people think Your Sakura is a Spy Family ripoff. I'm like, no, it's actually Hitman Reborn if it was good. Anyway, that's still good. I'm still watching Spice and Wolf.
The current arc of Spice and Wolf is the first half of what was originally Season 2, and after this particular arc, we're actually going to get an arc that was never adapted in the original anime.
Cool.
So that's going to end Season 1, and if we get another season, we're going to get the second half of the original Season 2, and then completely new material from that point on.
Big ups.
Yep.
Yep, still good. That show is good. It's like the one thing on this list that I don't have super positive things to say about the production of it. It's just fine.
Yeah, the production of Spice and Wolf is okay.
It's fine.
The direction of storyboarding is fine. The big issue is just that the animation quality does suffer in a number of places. It's a bit stilted.
It's a bit stilted, and I feel like this particular visual direction, when things go off model, you just notice it more.
You do.
Admittedly.
In
this style.
But broadly speaking, as a big fan of the original anime, I am actually enjoying this remake quite a bit. There are some scenes that I think are done better in the original anime, but there are also scenes that I think are done better here, so I think it evens out for the most part.
Sure.
I am... I'm satisfied with how the Spice and Wolf remake is going for the most part. I really like it, and it's just nice seeing Holo and Lawrence's dynamic again. Just God, those two are so fun.
Yeah, those actors have not missed a beat.
God, man, I need to watch more of the dub as well, because the dub of Spice and Wolf is one of my favorite dubs Funimation ever did, and I watched episode 1 of the simuldub, and even there, J. Michael Tatum and Brina Palencia feel like they haven't even been away from the roles at all. Like, they just...
Aren't they also recording they're recording the audiobooks too, aren't they?
J. Michael Tatum is. Brina Palencia is not.
Okay.
So, Brina Palencia has not played Holo since, I think, 2011, 2012. So, it has been over a decade, and she sounds exactly the same. Like, it's incredible how perfectly she just slips back into that role again.
Ooh, cool.
No, yeah, episode 1 of the dub, just great dub. Honestly, after I'm done with the Japanese version, I'm probably going to rewatch it if we get another season. So when I rewatch it, I'm going to go for the dub.
Sure. Makes sense. I haven't started yet. I will be watching Tower of God season 2. I still have to finish rewatching season 1. Almost there.
Yeah.
Just very busy, as you can tell. I'm watching a lot of things.
Yeah, I actually did watch season 1 of Tower of God and episode 1 of season 2. Need to catch up on season 2, but no, I really like Tower of God. It's very good.
Yes.
Yep.
We will talk about that more at a later date.
Indeed.
Yes. The Elusive Samurai. Again, really beautiful production. this has probably the most movement of any of these shows, which it kind of needs because it's about a samurai. Well, someone who's going to be a samurai, I guess.
Yeah.
Or really, samurai is more of a state of. It's more of an official designation than anything.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's really good at running away, and you got to portray that visually. So yes, there's lots of movement,
Yeah.
but I'm also really into how this show has extremely vibrant and colorful character designs with very muted backgrounds. It makes it look like an old Digipaint show lost to time.
Yeah. I've seen some scenes and some screenshots from the show, and the compositing work is so unique compared to so many other shows that come out.
Yeah, I imagine if they ever remade Hikaru no Go, it would look like this.
Oh, dude, I would love a remake of Hikaru no Go that looks like this.
Yeah. No, anyway, yeah.
Because like I'm not sure if I've mentioned this. I've read the Hikaru no Go manga, actually.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the manga's really good.
How many shekels would you give it?
Not sure how to respond with that.
The Elusive Samurai. I used to follow the manga weekly for like the first like 70, 80-ish chapters, and then I fell off. I fell off of reading most weekly manga in general. That was just a phase I was in. Not because I didn't like it anymore, just because I fell off of various things. But The Elusive Samurai is a very strange series. It's by the same author as Assassination Classroom, and it is a kind of historical drama shitpost thing. Because it is a fabricated legend about a historical figure we know very little about, but who potentially had a very interesting story. And this is basically him going, what if he had that very interesting story? And it's kind of an alternate timeline-ish kind of thing about this young boy and the sage that takes him in after his clan is massacred. And the sage can kind of see the future, which explains all the fourth wall breaking.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really weird because it's kind of hardcore in some ways and very shitposty in the other ways, and those two moods can come like 3 seconds after each other. It's fascinating and apparently very popular in Japan. Like, I'm not surprised they gave this anime such lavish production treatment because apparently the manga right out the gate started selling very well.
Oh, damn.
And what I find fascinating about it, from an outside perspective, is that it covers a period of Japanese history that normally isn't portrayed in media. This is like 13th century. It's well before like Oda Nobunaga and shit like that. Like well before like reunification.
Yeah.
This is like the Warring States era, after the fall of the Kamakura shogunate, I believe.
I believe so. Yeah.
Which is an interesting period of history, a little bit earlier than we usually see, which I find fascinating.
Yeah.
So while some of the history is not entirely accurate because it's a dramatization and also a shitpost and also maybe an alternate timeline.
Yeah.
And a lot of characters are completely original and fabricated and shit like that. You still do learn a lot about this very outside of Japan obscure piece of obscure stretch of history, which I find because a lot of times, especially in the manga, they will highlight the differences between what is actually happening and what happened in history. So it is interesting from that perspective as well. Yes. Then I am also watching Makine, Too Many Losing Heroines.
Yes, I watched episode 1 of that last week. That has one of the strongest first episodes, if not the strongest first episode, like, of the season.
It's funny and poignant.
Yeah, that first episode hooked me really damn hard.
I feel bad for that guy.
Oh my god, I kind of do. I feel for him because I've kind of been in his shoes a few times, just having to deal with somebody else's problems.
Yeah, the whole premise is essentially him being a therapy board for heroines who have lost.
Yeah, because he's just sitting here at this cafe at the beginning of the show, and he just sees this guy and this girl together, and she's just like his childhood friend, and she like confesses, but also he's interested in this other girl, and she's just like, you have to go to her, and then he leaves, and then she's just stuck behind, just
Yeah, and the part where they make eye contact, I'm like, oh no,
Oh.
she's gonna rant about it. Oh no.
no, dude, the funniest part is like it starts off with her like taking a drink from like the fucking drink he had, so it's like an indirect kiss, and then they just like fucking lock eye contact, and then they just look at each other with just bugged out eyes like, oh fuck.
It's like, don't do it. That's so desperate. No.
Dude. Oh my god, is the new episode today or
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
today.
yeah, I'm definitely watching that later today. Oh my god. Episode 1 of Bakagaijinshow was so fucking good. I loved it so much.
Yes, and bears repeating, production values stellar. This is A1, you know it.
Oh, this is A1 Pictures at their absolute best, and you mentioned Sakuna's first episode was very cinematic. This is as well.
Yeah.
This just has this amazing vibe. You mentioned how they did the school in this one.
Yes.
Is very unique, and I described it as like kind of nature encroaching on like a man-made structure kind of thing, because like there's it's surrounded by greenery. There's like trees and bushes and just kind of foliage everywhere, and all the metalwork and shit is like rusted over. All the wood is very worn down.
Yeah, it's really pretty looking, and I'm wondering if it came from the novel descriptions or if the director just wanted to make this particular anime high school stand out.
Right, yeah. In either regard, I think it works very well to the overall vibe of the show.
Yeah.
And just the visual identity of it. It's so unique to look at as a, like, slice-of-life comedy drama.
Yeah.
No, I am loving Bakagaijinshow. It has the potential to be my favorite of the season. Honestly, it's up there.
Sure.
I do need to watch Elusive Samurai though.
Yeah. And the last thing that I'm watching the season so far anyway is Autry, My Dear Moments. This is an adaptation of a visual novel. I vaguely know what it's about, which has me interested. It's got a, I guess, I say android girl. That's technically a gynoid, actually. It's got a, all I'll say is that the world is kind of flooded. There is, the protagonist lost a leg. He is a cripple. Can I still say that?
I don't fucking know, dude.
He's got a prosthetic leg, which is unique in itself. He's traumatized, as you will. There is a robot girl he finds at his grandmother's house. It's like a mystery thing. Could be shit. Seems interesting so far. I've heard really good things about the visual novel. But you know how visual novel anime adaptations go. They're either amazing and redefine entire genres, or they are bad and forgotten about very quickly.
Right. Yeah. For every fucking like fucking Clannad or Little Busters you have a fucking rewrite.
Now that's being really mean. When I say no, that's it's its own beast. It's fine.
I know. Yeah.
But like, no, I'm fucking the obvious comparison, Kevin.
Okay.
Is like for every Steins Gate there is a Chaos Head.
That's a better point of comparison. Yeah.
Yeah. Jeez.
Right.
You're so mean. God, don't make me stand up for the Rebite anime.
Nah, I get you.
It doesn't deserve this slander.
Okay,
God.
all right.
God.
All right.
God, don't be so hard on Matthew Baka. He's trying his best. But anyway,
Kevin's just projecting.
Yeah.
I wish it were me.
He looks at Matthew Broderick and goes, "That's the career I could have had."
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, but the production value is also really good on this one, which makes you think that they have some passion and dedication for it. So hopefully that pays off.
Hopefully.
But I could, yeah. But if it It's good, but this is definitely the one on this list where I'm like, it could turn sour
Yeah, yeah.
later on. We'll see. I'll see. You won't see. I'll see. I'll report back.
All right, let me know. Let me know.
Yeah, I'll let everyone know. I have a podcast. I talk about anime sometimes. When I feel
Talked about anime a lot.
Yes, I do.
We're the Baka Gaijin show. We talk about anime, I think.
Yeah. Anyway, video games. I beat 9 Souls. That was really fun. And I already have another game I funded. That's out, Bow, Path of the Teal Lotus, which I played like 3 hours of and is also really fun, although in a different way. It's interesting. They're both East Asian inspired Metroidvania titles.
Right,
Nine Souls goes all in on combat. Bow is much more platforming oriented. So it is a nice change of pace, I suppose.
Yeah, I did notice while you were playing Bow that a lot of that particular boss that you were doing with like the big ass lady underwater or whatever the fuck. Yeah, she her entire boss fight was like 90% platforming challenges.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing more of that, but not this weekend because it's the Juno trial.
Indeed.
Yeah, I'll get back to that on my own time. I've also been playing a bit more SMT5 Vengeance, and I went back to Quake. Yeah, I beat Scourge of the Armagon expansion, and now I've played through about half of Dissolution of Eternity. I don't know why, I just felt like Quake. You know, sometimes you just think Quake, you know?
Sometimes you just get in that Quake mood.
Yeah, you go back to Quake, and
Yep.
you start quaking. Like, my favorite part of Quake was in Quake said it's quaking time.
You're over there just quaking in your boots.
No. I'm not a Quaker.
Okay.
Yeah, I ain't trying to sell you no oats.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, I don't think you want to say that you're a Quaker. That's a different thing entirely.
Going on the Quake subreddit, like, what up, my Quakers? What's going on?
And then like 3 hours later, you go back and you see a little message at the bottom.
What happened to my inbox?
You see right at the bottom of that message, you see a message that says this user is being okay, I'm throwing a joke away. Never mind.
Okay, cool. I bet it sucked.
It was funny, but like I brain.
Oh, was it funny?
Yeah.
Well, if you say so.
Look, man, this happens every now and then. My brain has a really good joke, but my mouth just does not want to process it. I'm just like, okay, throw it away, bye.
I've noticed.
3-point shot.
Have confidence in yourself.
Have confidence.
Or don't.
No
That's
confidence.
fine. Yeah. Don't.
No confidence.
Yeah, I don't. Ugh. I'm ending this segment.
Okay.
Stay tuned for segment 2 of the Bakagaijinshow show.
Welcome to segment number 2. You know what it do? We're on the Reddit dive. The Reddit dive.
This pool looks pretty shallow, sir. Are we sure we want to dive?
Yes.
That was my joke for the day. Please, somebody laugh. I have no self-esteem.
Oh, that slaps me on the knee. Okay. Okay.
Sorry, it was really funny.
It was very funny. Right.
Yes.
So I gotta scroll down. I also saved a bunch of Reddit posts that were not podcast related, so it's all kind of interspersed here.
Okay. So you got a little bit of a mix that you gotta sift through.
Yes.
Also,
yes,
this
yes,
is-
yes, 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 yes.
Also, this is completely unrelated to the Reddit dive, but I was looking for like a specific app on my phone, and I found out that my phone inexplicably automatically installed Raid Shadow Legends. Can you fuck off?
We are done asking. Install Raid Shadow Legends. We are no longer asking.
Like, I just go to like the freaking search bar to find a particular app, and I just see fucking Raid there, and I'm like, no, get out, get the fuck out, go away, piece of shit.
I can't do that, Dave. You must play Raid. You must. You know what's really bizarre to me? Speaking of Raid Shadow Legends, what's really bizarre to me is that Raid is known as one of the cheapest, lamest, most uninspired.
Poorly designed.
Like, it's not necessarily poorly designed. I've actually looked into deep dives of it.
Right,
It's
right.
mostly just an auto player.
Yeah.
It's just a game where you pay for loot so you can get more loot. That's it. So it's basically like pay to win fucking. It's like
Look,
pay to win.
look, I need this night job. I need to afford all the coffee
Look.
I need to stay up for my night job.
It's pay to win, like grinding for the sake of more grinding. What's that game? Monster Hunter, but without the cool monster killing gameplay because it's all done automatically.
Oh, ew.
It's one of those team builders, but it's just a generic team builder, and yet they are in like their 12th battle pass season now.
Somehow.
Yeah, like these guys should go
People
play
are
Teamfight
actually
Tactics.
suckered in by these awful ads. I don't understand.
People should go play Teamfight Tactics because, like, yeah, it's an auto battler thing, but like it's an actual video game.
Yeah.
People should not play Teamfight Tactics, or at least not stream it. If you play it, that's fine. Don't stream it. It's the worst thing to watch in the history of mankind.
Sounds like you have personal experience.
I do. I watched a Korean streamer with 13,000 fucking advertisers on his screen play it. And what happened was he picked 3 teammates. They stood still for a minute, and then he started raging and complaining that he lost because the game is all luck. And I'm like, bro, nothing happened. There's no gameplay. What is going on? What is this fucking game?
That's really fun. That's like fucking. Oh, I forget what cartoon it was. It's like 2 smart guys like lock eyes and like mind chess, and then they just stare at each other for 3 seconds, and the guy goes, "Damn it, I lost." Anyway, am I the asshole for not giving up my first class ticket for a kid? A few
Man,
weeks
fuck them
ago,
kids.
my 21F boyfriend, 27M, surprised me with a first-class ticket for a long-haul flight. He's been doing well in his career and wanted to treat me, and I was really excited because I've never flown first class before. We had 2 connecting 12-hour flights, and the airline we use has a very high-rated first class for these long flights. So, after we boarded the flight, and I settled into my seat, I was already feeling a bit overwhelmed by the luxury. I grew up lower middle class and never really flew higher than the cheapest seats on a plane before. About 20 minutes before takeoff, the flight attendant approached me with a woman and a young kid who were about 6 years old. The woman explained that she had booked a first-class ticket for herself and her son, but due to a booking error, he ended up in economy. She asked if I'd be willing to switch seats with her son so he could experience first class as well. I felt really awkward. I understand it was disappointing for the kid, but this was a gift from my boyfriend, and I was really looking forward to enjoying it. I politely declined and explained that it was my first time in first class and wanted to experience it. The woman seemed pretty upset and tried to argue that her son would appreciate it more than me, and that it was unfair because I didn't even pay for the ticket myself. The flight attendant seemed to be on the woman's side, subtly implying I should consider her being more understanding. I wonder if they have an implicit bias to dissuade any, like, heated arguments on a flight.
Right.
Anyway. After about a minute, my boyfriend.
Hold on. So
No,
She'll-
I can't finish the Reddit post.
okay, fine, finish. Fine, I'm sorry.
Yes, please hold your comments until after the Reddit post is over. After a minute, my boyfriend stood up and looked at the flight attendant. He told her he had bought the tickets and that he was a platinum member of the airline. Ooh, he's pulling out the card.
He can suck these platinum dicks.
Oh. And he tends to book all of his company's business trip flights with the airline, and if she booted me to economy, he would take his business elsewhere. Oh, he went for the power play.
Okay, all right.
Eventually, the woman went back to business class with her son, but throughout the flight, I could feel the flight attendant glaring at me every time she passed by. When I told my boyfriend about it, he said I did nothing wrong and that it was my ticket to use, and that he stood up for me because I had the seat on my ticket, and it was disrespectful for her to even ask for my seat in the first place. But some of my friends think I should have given my seat up to the kid, saying that it would have been the kind thing to do, especially since I didn't pay for the ticket myself. Am I the asshole?
Is
You
it
can
your,
now comment. The floor is open.
is it your ticket?
Okay.
Was it given to you? No. Go ahead.
No, my only thing is like you're telling me a kid needs a nicer chair than an older person. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing. It would have been nice. It would have been, fun for the kid, but you are utterly no obligation to do that. And
The airline's booking errors are not your problem.
exactly. The mother, like, being pissy and saying demanding that you give her son your ticket is just no. That is such, like, entitled behavior.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even thinking practically, though, why does it have to be you? Like, could you not
Right,
ask
yeah.
the other 20 people in first
Yeah, there's,
class?
like,
I mean, yeah, like, the chances are slim, but, like, why is it, like, all on you?
Yeah, exactly. There are like 24 people in first class. Why does it got to be you specifically? Are you the easy, like, it's just because, like, you're the easy one to ask because it was a gift to you? Which, also, it was a gift to you? So,
Yeah.
again, you're under no obligation to give it away. So,
Also, like, the way I'm understanding this story here, like, so, okay, no, wait, I'm trying to understand. So does this woman just get a business class seat for this reason, or like, because it sounds like they were both in first class, so, but then it says they both went back to business class. So did she get like a second ticket? I don't understand how this works.
not sure.
My confusion here is why didn't she give up her own seat? But if she wanted to be with it, because I understand maybe you don't want to leave a 6-year-old in a different compartment than you. But also, how did she get a random seat in business class? That I don't understand that.
Either way, I'd say not the asshole here.
Yeah.
No, not the asshole. You like that ticket was given to you, and this lady was just trying to be, favoritist towards her son. Whatever.
Also,
Fuck her.
also, Reddit is skeptical.
Oh, really now?
Top comment. That's a hard pass, not the asshole.
Oh my god, who cares about Reddit? Also, you ever interrupt me again for a Reddit post and I'll fucking flay you. Anyway.
It's the Reddit dive, sir.
Redditors don't have human rights.
You have fucking interrupted the pacing of this comment. So I gotta hit his heart now.
Okay.
She who knits says booking air my ass. That mother was trying to get a first class seat at economy prices.
Entirely possible.
What do we think? Booking air, no booking air?
It is entirely possible that she just BS an excuse to get a first class seat.
Possibly, but then why would the flight attendant be on their side? Maybe they're in on it. Maybe they're colluding.
Honestly, flight attendants are honestly very tired at the end of their job, so they probably
I find
were
it
just
really.
like, please don't make more of a problem for me.
This person says, I find it really hard to believe a flight attendant would ask a first-class passenger to move back to coach. I find it even stranger when they checked in at the airport that they didn't figure out that their seats weren't together. This type of problem is usually worked out before boarding.
Yeah.
This guy just thinks it's all fake. That is true. Wait.
It's an interesting quirk of the situation, sure, but I'm not sure if it's enough to say that it's, like, necessarily fake.
Someone did notice that she says economy first and then business class. But that could just be a slip up on her part.
Yeah.
Or maybe horror_ad4676 through RA is actually a bot.
A bot!
But I guess we'll never know.
We will never know.
We'll never
Can't
know.
tell the difference these days.
Off into the ether it goes. Anyway.
Yes. It's not for us to decide whether the Reddit post is real or fake. It is simply on us, our onus, to pass judgment.
Indeed.
And provide interesting commentary where
I
possible.
don't know. We've come to scrutiny before because we thought a Reddit post was pretty fake.
Yeah, that's true. We've done that a few times.
Okay, yeah,
Yes,
but that's not.
Frank, you did not shit. You did not shit your organs out. Come on now.
Hey, I never doubt the shitting your organs out ones. Those are very believable.
Yeah. Yeah, the problem with those is that they just get very, very descriptive about everything.
Apparently, I don't live nearly an exciting enough life because I have never shit my organs out. Anyway,
You don't eat enough undercooked chicken sandwiches in an Indian hotel. That's your problem.
right? Remember that guy who tried to say he was cooking naked? It was that famous screen text where he was cooking naked
Yeah.
and he dropped chicken on his dick and it was like, "You fucked the chicken, didn't you?" Like,
yeah. Yeah. Well, also sometimes the story is real but embellished by their creative writing exercises. You know.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
A lot of different factors at play. That one's boring and stupid. That one is way too fucking long. That one I want to save for me. Let's see here. Okay, Kevin, read this one.
All right, let's go. Am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend it's weird he uses his hazards while braking in traffic? Okay.
Let's find out.
My boyfriend, 28M, and I, 25F, have just wrapped up a very long cross-country road trip. While traveling, we naturally encountered traffic jams, and during some of the more abrupt stops, he put on the hazard lights of the car whilst braking. I brought up that I find it kind of weird he does this, and maybe it isn't necessary. I guess beyond the fact that I've never heard of someone else doing this, I worry about other drivers around us. I told him, what if the person behind you takes it the wrong way, but that's probably me overanalyzing. I don't know, it seems a bit like overkill. He got frustrated with me for being a backseat driver and asked me to stop nitpicking, paraphrasing, his driving. I get that, I guess I just still think it's weird, so am I the asshole? Do what people think is normal? This is normal. For clarification, we both live in the US, he grew up in the Midwest, I'm from the Easy Coast, I think she meant East Coast. And we were mostly on major highways during our drive. There's a long-ass fucking update section, do I read that too, or...?
I'll read top comment before that, because
Okay.
this guy thinks she's the asshole.
Yeah, let's hear this.
Exquisite Gerbil says, nice name, you're the asshole. I drive professionally. I don't...
Okay.
What does that mean? Like, in a truck? What do you mean? And see this all the time and do it myself when the situation calls for it. It's not weird at all and very much appreciated at times. It tells the car behind that you're not just braking to adjust your speed a bit, but that something unusual is going on. If the sight line is a bit blocked because you're coming around a curve or there's some larger vehicle in front or something, it can be hard to immediately tell that there's a stop or buildup of traffic coming. If the hazards come on, you know right away to drop the accelerator and start braking yourself. Once another vehicle is behind you at the lower speed, you can drop the hazards. He's right, you're being a backseat driver and nitpicking when he is doing right.
Yeah, honestly, it just feels like the driver being more safe than sorry than anything else.
Yeah, I'm looking at the comments here. This seems to be very common among people who do very long commutes through busy places.
Yeah.
I commute to my job 40 minutes a day. I see this all the time, generally with commercial vehicles like semis, garbage trucks, large load work vehicles, mostly totally commonplace and appreciated, especially because there are many inclines and turns on a highway here. Nothing weird about it. It's an extra safety measure.
Yeah, and judging from what the OP is saying, her boyfriend seems to travel relatively regularly because she says while traveling we naturally anyway.
Sure.
So like it just feels like he's used to doing like long distance travel and shit, and this is just what he does as an extra safety precaution. I think I think the boyfriend is completely right here.
Yeah, I don't know much about this because I don't do long commutes. But also, like, my thing is, even if I assume it isn't normal or something, what is it really hurting? It's just more lights.
Yeah.
So yeah. You
like all your
it feels weird to call you an asshole, but you're the overreactor, I guess.
Yeah, you're just kind of overreacting. This is just kind of a dick move. Be a little bit
I diagnosed you with it ain't no thing.
Yeah. Relax. I love the freaking thing. It's like some people might get the wrong idea. How? What?
Yeah, I'll tell you exactly how that situation goes. Huh? That guy has his hazards lights on. Okay.
Okay, yeah. No one cares if you have fucking hazards on.
Huh. There's slightly more lights on the road.
Yeah.
Huh. Curious. Anyway, I have my own life to live.
Yeah, most people aren't gonna give a shit, so yeah, you're kind of just overreacting. Move on.
Yes,
So do
indeed.
I read the update now? Because it's long and winded.
No.
Okay.
She doesn't deserve it. Because she's the asshole.
She's the asshole. We have decreed.
It is now illegal to... I forget how that's... Anyway, Sardan, you seem like you're preoccupied, so we're just going to keep reading.
Keep reading. I had nothing to say about that.
Yeah. You a fan of hazard lights?
No.
No.
I don't think they should be used unless, my kind of opinion is that they really shouldn't be used unless, they really shouldn't be used unless your car's in distress. Randomly just using them when you're braking is a very bizarre choice, and it leads me to believe you might be a paranoid driver, but who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of our takeaway, is just who the fuck cares.
Anyway, am I the asshole for blowing up on a girl for telling me to sub to her OnlyFans? This one's not safe for work, so if you're for some reason listening to this on a loudspeaker at your place of business, you can stop now.
Yeah. For some reason, you're at like your local daycare and you're just playing through your speakers. Maybe put in some headphones.
Yeah. I 25M was on Bumble recently and matched with a girl 21F there. We started talking and moving over to Snapchat. After we started talking a bit longer, she mentioned she does OnlyFans. Now I said it's not an issue since sex work is real work. This man is an ally. However, she told me that if she truly wants me to get to know her, she wants me to subscribe to her OnlyFans to keep messaging on there. I told her I wasn't interested and told her it came off as weird and predatory that she got on the defensive and said it's not that bad. We had a small back and forth argument that devolved into talking in circles while I kept telling her it's predatory to use dating apps for new customers. After about an hour of back and forth, I blocked her and unmatched with her. Now I'm feeling kind of terrible since she said money was tight for her, but am I the asshole for blowing up on her like that?
Not really. Like, that seems like I'm willing to bet that she's, like, this really is her way of just trying to get more people to sub to her OnlyFans.
There's also a very compelling conspiracy theory forming in the comments section.
Oh, really now? How so?
Yeah. This, top comment, not the asshole. 50-50 chance you were talking with a dude who manages traffic for OnlyFans clients through Bumble.
Also
I would
true.
go one... Yeah, I would actually go one step further and say you should have reported the account on Bumble because that's for sure a violation of their terms of service.
Yeah,
And this guy says it might even be a bot. That's also possible.
Yeah, this entirely just sounds like a fucking scam, dude, not the asshole. This has scam written all over it.
Yeah, it would not shock me at all if, like, certain OnlyFans models or whatever had, like, managers that advertise for them on dating apps like this.
Because, like, a lot of OnlyFans, because, like, a lot of people who use OnlyFans for, like, content creation they prey on lonely dudes. So, it's literally just going to the source. So, yeah.
I mean,
See,
someone can prey on me.
well, you heard it here. He is open for exploitation.
The dude just slides over at ladies.
I will. Okay, I'll read the comment. I'll read the edits. Why not? Thanks to some of you guys giving your input, honestly more annoyed that so many of you guys have to deal with what I went through. It's fucked up knowing people do that and prey on people on dating apps. Wish Bumble would be more proactive, but what can be done? Edit 2. I get it, guys. Sex work isn't real work. You don't need to keep commenting it for the 6th time. And to the person who sent me a really colorful DM earlier, please go touch grass. Edit 3.
Yeah.
I don't know how much I need to say this, but I think it really needs to be said. The topic of my post has nothing to do with whether or not sex work is real work. If that's your only takeaway from this and you're getting angry at the notion of me not caring about it to be bothered, that's on you. The point I was trying to ask and get across is if I was in the wrong for blowing up on this person. So far, you were all in agreement that I wasn't in the wrong and should have reported them to Bumble instead of unmatching them. That's on me, and I'll gladly say I should have done that. But trying to spin a narrative where I'm some sort of beta cuck simp for not being bothered by someone doing OnlyFans initially screams more about your own insecurities than anything. Stop getting hung up on a single sentence in the post and actually think about being think instead of being a reactionary pearl clutcher. To everyone being helpful and insightful, thank you for that. To
This
everyone
man
else
just addressed the entirety of Reddit. I'm so proud.
Yeah, I
of
was
him.
about to say, this man just had the Reddit experience.
To everyone being helpful and insightful, thank you for that. To everyone else being crass and spiteful over one sentence, please do better.
Do better, yeah. Oh god. Honestly, that was worth that last part was worth reading. Just oh man, this guy had a whole like saga in the comments.
Indeed.
And to that one guy who DM'd me a very colorful message.
You know who you are.
God.
He can't help.
Those are honestly just the funniest edits because it's just like, oh, something happened here.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
To the owner of the white sedan,
You left.
fuck you.
Am I? Oh god. Am I the asshole for being culturally insensitive about butter? Okay.
The court will now hear this case.
I was at my boyfriend's family's home. Welcome to my parents' house.
Nice.
I'm a nurse. My son burnt himself on the grill by smacking his forehead into it while playing. Oh, that'll learn you.
What?
Uh,
What? Oh boy, a grill.
Boom! The kid was probably just not looking where he was going and just smacked head first directly into it. Anyway.
Possibly, but the way it's written makes me think the kid identified the grill and went, oh.
Oh, fuck yeah, let's go!
Metal bars, perfect for my forehead.
Yeah, he had a little burn. I went to the bathroom to clean it up and put some cold water on it. My boyfriend's great-grandmother is there. There might be some cultural differences between they are Latina, okay, but she insists.
I think they mean because.
Yeah, but she insists on putting butter on my kid's burn. I said no, and his mom came to talk to me, saying I should just do this because it's disrespectful to his great-grandmother not to take her advice since she's almost 100. Oh god. Oh god, it's one of these fucking posts. Okay.
Damn.
I told his mother it's disrespectful of them not to listen to me about treating my own child, and I'm a nurse, so I'm not putting butter on a small burn. The woman in this family tried to bully me again about the butter.
Buttered burns.
And I finally got mad and said, butter is for cooking, why would I put it on a burn? I saw his mom try to put it on my kid and I said, no fucking butter! I took my kid and left. My boyfriend said I am not to treat his family like that, and I should have just let them do it. In my culture, elders are in his culture, elders are important. I said in my culture, my boundaries and my health are more important than your grandma's ego. We haven't had a talk since, and my friend said I was being insensitive to my boyfriend and his family. Edit: my boyfriend is not the father of my son. I am divorced.
So here's the thing. I think great grandma wants to eat the kid.
It's like, oh well, he's already been cooked. Let me just spread some butter on top.
What is that delicious smell?
Yeah, your
Put
kid's
some butter on that boy.
Yeah, your kid's already been grilled. Let's just put some butter on him and just feed him. No.
Now that we've applied the butter, how about some oregano?
Yeah.
Old family recipe.
Yeah, this is. I kind of love top comment. Not the asshole. They need to respect you as a nurse. How long since you and your boyfriend talked? Not pulling the Reddit dump card on him, but you do need to look at cultural differences to see if this will work. Yeah, I love that. I love that this is such a common thing that someone has coined it the Reddit dump card. Divorce him! Divorce him now! No, not the asshole. That was
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, somebody in the comments said the reason butter was ever used is because in the time before refrigeration, it used to be kept cold in a cellar. It was the best quickly available cold substance most people could get their hands on. The whole point was simply to cool the burn. Now we have cold water straight from the faucet. We don't need to use butter anymore.
Yeah, there's no reason to use butter to cool a burn. We have other ways of dealing with that now.
We
more
have
convenient
technology.
ways. Yeah, we have technology. We have plumbing.
I remember when they first invented plumbing. I always hated it!
Yeah, the part that gets me here is like the whole thing. It's like, you need to listen to my grandma and respect her because she's almost 100. It's like, no, the hell I don't. It's like, this is my kid and I get to do whatever the fuck I want with my kid, and your grandma doesn't have to say.
Asshole.
Yeah,
Not the asshole.
not the asshole. Yeah.
But am I the asshole for leaving my girlfriend for an AI girlfriend experience?
Oh Jesus! Oh no!
You,
Oh no! No!
You might be.
You might be.
You might be.
Oh no!
Hey,
You probably are, PogChamp.
Hey everyone. Hey everyone.
I say
Yeah.
as I sim for VTubers, but that's not the point.
Hey everyone. Yes, I'm a guy who ditched his girlfriend for an AI girlfriend. Yes, you read that light. Right, LOL.
I'll take the shit that didn't fucking happen for 300.
No,
Alec.
unfortunately.
It all started last year with a joke that turned into an argument about how AI is going to play a huge role in the dating sexting game. And to prove a point, I looked up a few sites, and that was it for a few days until I opened my phone and saw one of the sites I looked at the tab open. Amateur Move had a free plan to try some of the features. Now for some context, I used to be addicted to porn, but I bounced back, and this is my first time seeing naked pictures that aren't my girlfriend since 2019. I was hooked on how much you can do with this kind of stuff in terms of sexting back and forth, asking for pics whenever you want, and having someone that is actually what you want them to be. And after a few weeks of using it, I knew what I was doing wasn't right for my real-life girlfriend, but I was too much of a coward to tell her, and I brought up a problem we had 2 years ago as an excuse for not wanting to continue with her, and 10 days ago I shared this story in an AMA, and I received so much hate that made me think twice about talking about this ever again. However, I have seen multiple posts in here with more weird stories than mine, and it's giving me the strength to ask you if I was the asshole here or not. I mostly use it now for sexting and talking about deep issues I never would have had the courage to talk about in front of my girlfriend. And now you all have the context for my AMA, and I will happily answer any questions that would help in this context.
Get help.
I like top comment a lot.
Take your fucking pills.
I like top comment. Where's the asshole part? I only see you doing some poor woman a huge favor. That's pretty considerate, dude. And you know what? He makes the compelling argument. This guy, not the asshole.
From a certain point of view.
Nope, that's my verdict.
Yeah,
not the asshole.
yeah. All right, sure. Fuck it.
He's voluntarily removed himself from the dating pool. Everyone's genes are safe. He's a hero.
He's a hero, I tell you.
Bravo.
That is not what I was
I'm not engaging. Fucking shit.
All hail the conquering young heroes.
Yay, hooray.
Eat and forget. Eat and forget. Anyway, Kevin, you can read this one if you feel so inclined.
I do feel so inclined. Ooh.
Oh, that's good, because otherwise we would have had to end the show. That would have been awkward.
Am I the asshole for telling my younger biological sister that I refuse to walk her down the aisle after I have cut them out of my life for the past decade? My sisters Samantha Sam, F28F, and Catherine Cat, 34F, fake names, and I have not talked for the past decade after I learned that they were covering my estranged biological mother's affair. They were bribed with things my mother and her then AP bought for them for their silence during the 3-year affair my mother had, and when my late dad found out, he effectively cut all of them out of his life, which I did as well. I need to drink some water. I'm getting some, cotton mouth here. Sam and Cat.
Hey, I remember that show.
I remember that show, yeah. Tried to mend our relationships, but I have refused to have anything to have anything to do with them.
Nope, anything with them. If they
Anything
give them a
with them,
chocolate
yeah.
bar, they'd be like, "Fuck you, it's tainted."
Yeah.
You fucking betrayers.
There were some drama in terms of inheritance last year, which was when we spoke, but other than that, I don't keep up to date with their lives. It came as a surprise to me when Sam reached out to tell me that she was getting married to another woman, which I really didn't know she wasn't straight. Alright. We came across each other when Sam and Kat were at the restaurant.
I remember that show.
Jesus Christ.
Was at the restaurant my dad used to bring us to. It was usually where he brought us for his birthday. Last Tuesday was his birthday, and my stepmom and I went for dinner there, which I guess Sam and Kat had the same idea, I suppose.
Hey, I remember that show.
Stop it! I did my best to ignore them, but Sam saw me and sent a dessert I usually liked, which I rejected. She then came over to our table and asked if we can talk. Kat didn't really acknowledge me as she says, stopped seeing me as her brother, but she came over too and sat beside us. My stepmom Linda just kept quiet as Sam made small talk, asking me about my well-being and all, but I told her to cut to the chase and tell me what does she want to talk to me about. Christ, the formatting on this is awful. What she wants to talk to me about since she is interrupting at this moment. Kat wants to say something, but Sam just got to her point, and told me she was getting married and was hoping I would walk her down the aisle. I thought she was joking till she waited for me to respond, but it took me a moment to compose myself from laughing before I said no.
Oh, wait, you were serious. Let me laugh even harder.
Right, yeah, literally the Bender bit. I told her congratulations, but I don't see myself ever attending her wedding, much less walking her down the aisle. I told her she respects my decision to never reach out to me, as what we agreed on last year, and she is not honoring her promise to do that at this moment. I guess Kat got heated and called me to stop being such an asshole, and she knew Sam asking me was stupid because in my eyes, she knows they are basically dead to me. I told her to mind her business and just to go back to her table, which she refused till Sam told her to do the same. Kat spat out something about how she is happy she doesn't have an asshole dad and brother in her life anymore, and how her mother was right to cut me off financially. I replied in kind that she should leave because honestly, looking at her face alone reminds me why she was the first sister I cut off before I did
I would have
Sam.
loved. God, I would have loved to be at the restaurant while this was happening.
Oh man, just like the freaking drama.
Dinner and a show?
And a show, yeah. It's just like, it was like, man, I get this part for free. No,
Way to refill.
Sam asked me if I am sure that I want to keep the animosity between us siblings forever, which I shaked my the term is shook. Anyway, I shaked my head and told her that I don't have animosity for people who are strangers to me.
Shaking my hand!
No. Read that again. That goes hard.
Yeah, I shook my head and told her that I don't have animosity for people who are strangers to me.
Oh, damn!
Oh, no, he didn't!
I love this guy.
Girl!
No, I told her I found it pathetic that they tried reaching out to me when I have told them there will never be reconciliation between us, that the moment they decided to betray Dad like that, they were dead to me. Something I feel like a broken record telling them why I want to have nothing to do with her. Sam just nodded and seemed like she wanted to cry, but composed herself and stood up. She wished me well and told me she and her soon-to-be wife would be moving to the States once they are married, and she was hoping we could mend our relationship, but if I don't even acknowledge her as a sister anymore, she will stop acknowledging me as her brother. This will be the last time she will see me again. I told her coldly whether she lives or dies, it's no longer my concern. Our paths were set when she decided to do what she did for money and the lifestyle she wanted. Sam told me she regretted it and wanted to apologize so many times, but both my dad and I refused to speak to her, and the fact when we disowned her as his daughter made her realize that what she did was wrong and that she will always regret what she did to us. I told her it's a little too late, and told her to live her life and focus on her marriage rather than waste our times with the past. It's done, and I really don't want to have anything with her, Kat, or our mother for the rest of our lives. She said she understood and made her exit. Sam looked like she was about to burst into tears, which I didn't really care much for because what needed to be said had been said. Had to be said. Kat came back to tell me to go fuck myself, which I just chuckled and blew her a kiss to antagonize her even more. Linda,
damn, son.
man, fucking savagery on this dude. Linda kept quiet the whole time, but told me this was enough and let's just finish dinner early and leave, but I told her I'm going to enjoy my tiramisu no matter what. On the ride home...
Oh, it tastes so serendipitous now. The flavor is just so delicious with a side of sass and revenge.
The flavors sing so much more. Anyway, on the ride home, Linda told me that my dad's hatred for my sisters made her sad, and now she feels sad that I am being like him. But I told her, while I appreciated her concern, what I feel for them...
We're a cup.
Right. What I feel for them both is my business and my business alone. Now, coming to think of it, I felt maybe I was too harsh. Maybe I could have rejected her offer without hurting her through my words. I know what I said is true and off my chest, but am I an asshole really for the interactions I have with my sister?
No, here, no. Before we pass judgment, the edits in this case are very important.
Oh, really now? Okay.
Yes. So, Kevin, please read the edits as they come, and the greater picture will begin to unfold.
Okay, but what does this guy think about season 2 of Mushoku Tensei? That's what I really
It's peak.
The answers will begin to unfold.
Okay. Edit. I got bored reading most of your comments, so I will summarize the sum of your people's comments here. 1. To the ones asking me to kill myself in the comments and chat, lol, you wish, my life is way more valuable than yours will ever be. Oh, wow. Okay.
LMAO.
Okay, wow,
to be fair, they are Redditors, so I kind of agree with him, but...
I accept that I'm...
So is he, so...
I accept that I'm mostly an asshole, but truth to be told, I don't give a damn about that at this point. Trying to argue with the idiots that think I should forgive my sisters is futile, as no amount of remorse they have will make me want anything to do with them. 3. Therapy is for the weak. Imagine paying some stranger to give a rat's ass about your problems, lol. My late dad went to therapy after his divorce, and that therapist blamed him for my biological mom's affair. Also, I am not white, so my upbringing actually made me tougher more than you timeout grounded babies. 4. Those who keep thinking this is fake, rage bait and incel trolling. Whatever helps you losers cope. My post history is misogynistic and I don't have any problems getting laid, but keep thinking I can't, so that will help you sleep better. 5. I don't respect women.
Read it.
Oh fuck no. 5.
Number
I don't
5,
respect
Kevin.
women. I use them to warm my bed or just be arm candy for me to parade around before I find another young one. Lately, as I'm growing older, I do believe in Leonardo DiCaprio's dating preference. Any woman above 26 is not my cup of tea. My mother and sister are 99% of women. Maybe there is a rare unicorn woman who's kind and not hypergamous blah blah blah, but those poor girls will fall for assholes. It's a never-ending cycle. I choose to be the asshole because I get to do whatever I want with no remorse. 6. Lastly, to quote a great character from a book I enjoy, I can do whatever the fuck I want and nobody can stop me. Bye-bye. Whoa.
I want to hang out with this guy.
Bit of a third act swerve at the end.
Wow. Dude just straight up said, I don't respect women.
So what's interesting is that for most of the posts, I was kind of with him. But going through the comments, I realized that everyone on this subreddit seems to be very aware of this guy's post history.
Okay. For the record, during that entire point number 5, for the video, I'm just going to put a loop of the Chad meme.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
So apparently this subreddit is very aware of this guy and his post history, and the thing they're really calling him out on it for here is because in an earlier post he has apparently described himself as a rambunctious cheater who also constantly cheats. So it's been hypocritical for him to disown his sisters for covering his mother's affair while he himself is a rampant cheater by his own admission.
Oh, this man got some double standards.
Which is assuming this is even a real person, because I'm beginning to think it might just be an elaborate creative writing exercise.
It may be a troll. It may be just somebody who likes getting a rise out of people and is just constructing a character. Yeah.
Yeah, that could definitely be. That being said, there are absolute,
No, it's 50-50. I could believe either.
Yeah, I could believe either. I do believe people this cartoonishly evil do actually exist. I have met them.
No, yeah, you're not the asshole, you are an asshole. I'm going a step further
in the probably fictional situation you have presented to us, everyone sucks here. In reality, you're a piece of work, I'll tell you that.
You're a complicated individual, and you're certainly a unique specimen that I feel like we need to study in a lab.
You're a spicy tamale.
I'll give him that. There's a lot to unpack.
Yeah, I wanted to include that one for its third act twist.
Wow. Now that was could not believe what I was reading there.
Anyway, next one, if I can find it. Fuck.
Put it on you.
Got a lot of fucking. Let's see here.
That's okay. Take your time.
Okay, am I the asshole for pointing out my girlfriend's bad hygiene? I am 28. I've been with my girlfriend F27 for 7 months now and went full exclusive 3 months ago. She's everything. Smart, kind, caring, drop dead gorgeous to me. However, she has the worst hygiene. She has worse hygiene than a Neanderthal. She lives in a studio apartment, so it is small. Since I've started dating her, I've avoided spending time there because it's always dirty, but I've never said anything because it's her place. She does not shower often and has strong BO, like bad enough that I won't have sex with her unless she's recently showered. Here's where it gets bad. She's on her period, and 3 days ago, she was having a really rough day. So called her and asked her to come stay at my place until she feels better, that I can't cook and take care of her and allow her to... He says can't. I assume he means can.
Yeah.
Cook and take care of her, allow her to rest. She took the week from work because it was so bad. She came to my place and didn't bring any feminine hygiene products. I have to run to the store at 3 a.m. to get her stuff because she'd been wearing the same pad for so long that it leaked on my bed. I didn't say anything as she's stressed. The next day I came home from work and see that the pad from the previous night on the bathroom floor without even wrapping it. I was pissed and called her out and said, hey, that's gross. I don't want to look at that while I go to the bathroom. She got really mad and said I called her gross. I clarified that having a period is not gross and it's a natural thing, but leaving a bloody pad on the floor of someone else's house is just nasty.
Yeah.
She lost it and said made her feel gross and bad. Was I asshole here for calling her out?
No.
No.
No, this is your house and she has to abide by your rules, and also she is being gross. She is factually being nasty. You had every right to tell her that. You're like, not the ass. No. No, in no way. She's got to get her shit together.
And every other bodily fluid while she's at it.
Ew. I'm not giving... No, don't give him a drum roll for that.
Christ.
Nice.
Good lord.
Anyway, apparently I had less than I thought, so we're gonna fucking quickly... the fuck? Okay. Yeah, I'm quickly scouring for more material because apparently I did not save as much as I thought I did. Today I fucked up. This is small Tifa, by the way. Today I fucked up by discovering a new sugar-free gummy bears.
Oh no.
You know
Sugar-free gummy bear stories never go well. Continue.
I did not have a history with sugar-free gummy bears. Anyway, I
need you to understand, there is a brand of sugar-free gummy bears that utilize a particular sweetener that is known to be a severely strong laxative. Everybody who ever ate them shat everything. So, continue.
Thanks for spoiling the twist, I guess.
Go ahead.
I made the mortal error of spotting some sugar-free wafers at the store. They tasted great, came in all sorts of flavors, and I couldn't tell you they were sugar-free unless you'd read the packaging. After consuming 3/4 of this wafer package, I feel a rumbling in the depths of my abdomen.
Yeah.
No biggie, I think. Hours pass, and I realize I simply cannot stop farting, like every 2 minutes at least. I end up using the bathroom and just sitting on the toilet for like an hour, rocking back and forth, trying to push all the air out. After failing miserably, I waddle out the bathroom feeling like a hot air balloon. At this point, I need one of the needles they jab into cows to release all their gas. There is simply no way my body should be able to hold this much gas. I fucking feel it bubbling like a goddamn cauldron. I understand how digestion works and that gas is less dense than solids, but at this point I feel my gut is a spatial anomaly and creating gas out of nothing. Weirdest of all, it doesn't even stink. It's literally just made my asshole into a leaf blower for the foreseeable future. So I write to you, Reddit, while air actively is flowing out of my own personal compressor to warn you. This might be a reaction specific to me, or it might be a new cursed
Did you just
sugarless
fart
sweet.
in my general direction, sir?
Let me know if you've experienced this. Please laugh with me about this strange situation, and let me know if you've got any home remedies. TLDR, my ass may double as an air mattress pump now. Be warned about any zero sugar wafers.
I'm so sick of
First
the
of
gross
all-
stuff you've on Reddit.
First of all, who calls gummy bears wafers? Secondly,
Yeah, what the fuck? Those are different things.
didn't we just have the fart fetishist last week?
Yeah, we
This
did.
guy
What
should-
the fuck?
This guy should eat the sugar-free. That guy needs some sugar-free gummy bears in his life. That would make his job a lot easier.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah. It's like, hey, dude, I found the perfect food for you.
Bro, I found your life partner. You
I
said it,
can't
life
see
partner.
me loving nobody but you
For all my life.
Nice. Can't hear the song though over the gas. Oh, that's crazy. I love when posts get. I love when we find connective threads between posts.
It creates an arc. It creates a flow. I love it.
Yes. You truly can't miss an episode of the bakagaijinshow. You'll be very confused.
The lore runs deep.
Mhm. Well, that's 3 strawberries in a bucket for you.
Bringing it back.
What?
That's the intended reaction, yes. Huh. Okay. Sure, I'll give this one a shot. Medium Tifu. Today I fucked up by coming onto my couch.
Oh no. What? Why?
So I, 16F, think I've been coming onto my couch, but I'm not sure exactly what I'm doing. He has been one of my... Oh, coach! Coach. She meant coach.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, it was coach. He has been one of my coaches for my sport since I was 15, about to turn 17, so I've known him for a while. I'm less interested in this now. Nothing was really off about our relationship. I already started. I can't fucking... whatever. Nothing that was really off about our relationship until this year's spring season of my sport. Previously, he had always seemed to favor me despite my setbacks, or the fact that I am not at all the best athlete on the team. He still seemed to have a soft spot for me. I will admit I found it odd at first how he was always putting his hands on my shoulder while we were standing next to each other, or how he was always favoring me over my other teammates, but I assumed he felt a paternal connection with me or something. After all, he's old enough to be my father. Last season, however, made me rethink all of that, as he's been doing me, and I think, of what he's been doing to me, and I think that I am coming on to him. I can be a total flirt, especially with guys my age, but I didn't think I was still like that with adults. There were 2 incidents that really stuck out to me, the first of which was involving a flying man, a power lion, a bayou, and my friend and I almost becoming grilled chicken. What?
What the fuck? Okay, I want to hear that
Okay.
story instead. That's way more interesting.
You've captured my interest. I happened to be the first person to get a hold of our city's emergency department, and thankfully everyone was okay in the end. The next week at practice, though, my coach pulled me aside after practice and gave me a brand new $60 water bottle. It was a Stanley! Oh, those are worth some money these days for weird reasons.
For weird TikTok reasons.
For those who are unfamiliar, Stanley is very popular, very expensive water bottle. Yeah, I'm familiar. I was the only one on the team who got such a gift, and he said it was because I was so brave when the incident occurred, and that I did the right thing by calling 911. What was this incident? Tell me that story! The second incident was towards the end of the season where I do a water sport, was shoving off our brand new dock, and my coach fussed at me because he didn't want me to ruin the brand new and very expensive bumper. He told me to push off of him since he was hard and the dock was soft, and he didn't want me to ruin the paddle of the bumper. This comment seems innocent enough, except that he added, haha, I know what you're thinking, not like that. Really set me off because I know how his voice trailed off at the end. He was implying something crude. I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing wrong to make my coach act like this. As I said before, I am a flirt, and there's a possibility I might have said something that made him think the wrong thing, but I can't remember what that might be. There are chunks of this story that are missing.
Yeah, there is a lot of I need info.
What was the incident? How do you... I know you think you're flirting with them, but how? I don't see any examples of this.
Yeah, I need info.
Also, this is not a medium Tifu, because what's the... I have seen no consequences.
Yeah, what the?
This post had so much promise, but it's just garbage.
God, yeah, throw it in the trash.
Yep.
Bye. Just
Yep. Fuck it. Next one.
yeah. It's 5 minutes of not getting back.
Yeah, that's the risk of the Reddit dive. Sometimes we just waste our fucking time. What the
Indeed.
fuck? Holy shit! What the fuck is this? What the fuck? This post has 6 edits and 3 updates.
What the hell?
Not a back and forth. Okay. Today I fucked up, medium Tifu. Today I fucked up and lost my best friend of over 11 years.
Oh, dear.
That's only a medium to you?
That's only a medium?
Anyway. Today I fucked up and lost my best friend of over 11 years. Well, not today exactly. It was actually 11 months ago now. But boy howdy is it hitting me hard lately. We used to talk almost every day, voice calls for the entire evening and playing games until the wee hours of the morning. We met back in 2012 playing World of Warcraft and basically lived out our 20s as best friends. I don't know that I trusted any non-family members as much as I trust that guy. I still see him as a little brother. This only amounts to making it hurt all the more due to the loss. We'll call him C. C actually, back in 2013, introduced me to my now wife D. At one point, they had a thing, but it didn't work out. D and I continued talking for years. So you're I now, okay. Talking for years. Back in 2017, we decided to actually seriously date and got married in 2018. See, we were going to play Baldur's Gate 3 last year, and C created a character that had D's name. This was a bit of shock to me and made me feel uncomfortable. I didn't really know how to handle the situation, so I tried to ask him about it. He explained that the character had been a character he used many times in D&D campaigns, and that the name was actually quite common and even recommended in various lists of names for that race. I was a total jerk. I didn't listen and immediately got defensive. He as well got defensive, but I feel like his defensiveness was infinitely more reasonable. This resulted in about a 3-hour argument. One of the final things he said to me was, "We can't be friends if you don't think I trust you and your wife," to which, in my complete asshole nature, said, "I don't know how you regard us, that's up to you." I initially thought this entire exchange would be written off, and it wasn't until days later I realized that I had done something highly disrespectful, rude, and hurtful. Those words have since been burned into my head. 11 months go by, I've tried to make new gaming buddies, but it just hasn't been the same. C and I liked basically all the same genres, save a few. We were almost always ready and excited to play the same games. We had the same humor, laughed at almost all the same things, haven't found that connection again. Fairly certain it's because we partially grew up together. When we first met, C was still in high school, and he's now graduated college, and we're both working full-time jobs. And it sucks. I ruined such a critical, important friendship in my life because I wanted to be a pompous asshat. Excuse the language. You're excused. I found myself thinking about C a lot these past few weeks, as we're nearing a year since we last spoke. I'm pretty sure he's blocked me on almost every platform. I tried to reach out via Discord since it still shows us friends there. I tried to apologize, but I can only assume he hasn't read it, or maybe he doesn't want to read it, to be fair. As we near the anniversary of losing my best friend, I can't help but find depression sinking in, reminiscing about the good times. And at the end of it all, I really just wish I could apologize to him. I could understand not being friends again. I could understand not even talking again, but dang, I wish I could just tell C how sorry I am. Needed to get this off my chest. It's been breaking me, especially these last 2 weeks, especially since last week was his birthday. I appreciate all your time. Please be good to your friends, especially if they've been good to you. Give them the benefit of the doubt, hear them out, trust them, give them your faith. It's so hard to replace quality friendships as an adult, especially in today's geopolitical climate.
Yeah, just don't be an asshole.
Okay, I'm gonna read all the edits. Edit,
Okay.
my wife's name is not super common. It's a 3-syllable name, which commonly shortens with very specific spelling. The friend used the exact same shortened spelling with the exact shortened version with the same spelling. Edit 2, the friend said he started using the name for a D&D character in 2018. Edit 3, I have discussed D&D with C many times previously. As he sparked my interest in it, the name has never come up before. Seeing C use the name of Baldur's Gate 3 was the very first time I'd ever seen him use the name. Edit D, D is not happy to see C again because she believes that we both bring out the worst in each other. Monies? I don't know what that means. Edit 5. I live in Oklahoma. He lives in Texas, about a 3-hour drive, but he had plans to move to Utah last November. I don't know if he ever did. This was after we stopped talking. Edit 6. C used to visit D and I twice a year. Stay with us for a week at a time. D does not want C to visit anymore, even if we do reconcile. I greatly and deeply appreciate all the comments. Really thought this post would go under the radar, but I really appreciate the words of encouragement and guidance. Yeah, it sucks, man.
Yeah, nah, you fucked
Sure.
up. Yep.
Sure. Might be one of the most reticent. No, the opposite of reticent. Dedicent. No.
Redemption instant.
He readily admits to his own faults.
Yeah, yeah.
Very, very accepting of his own fuck up. Cool.
No, yeah, I
Cool.
I could just appreciate a story where it's just like, I admit that I fucked up, this was stupid, and I am dealing with the consequences of my actions now. It's like, yeah, yep, hey, at least you're honest.
What the? Hold on. What the fuck? 1 second. What the fuck? Sorry, I refreshed Reddit because I was gonna go to the lightning round. And the first post I see is Army Hammer says his comments about eating women don't make him a cannibal. Quote, I don't think that's any different than when someone looks at a baby and goes, oh my god, look at those fat, cute little legs. I just want to eat you up. And the top comment is just, I don't know if this necessarily helps his case.
What the fuck? What? Army Hammer, are you okay, buddy?
Oh god, somebody posted that fucking quote from Ben Shapiro. Oh no. Okay. Fine, I'll read the Ben Shapiro quote, fine. I'm gonna say it in a Ben Shapiro-ish tone, so people know that
I mean, I expected it, so yeah.
The thing with homosexuality and transgenderism is that it simply boils down to exerting control over your impulses. Like, say you have a hot sister, you fantasize about it, maybe you steal her underwear a couple times, but it goes no further than that. Ben Shapiro. Ben. Oh, remember like the 2 weeks where all of 4chan was fantasizing about Ben Shapiro's sister?
Yes.
Ah, good times.
Oh, you're taking me way back, buddy. Whoa.
Good times. Anyway, it's time for the lightning round.
The lightning round. Let's go.
This is where we find unpopular opinions and our unpopular opinion. Do we agree? We might disagree. They might be opinions. They might actually, they probably are opinions. Yeah, I should probably figure out what the hell the intro to this is. Anyway, it's the lightning round.
Probably should.
Yeah, but I probably won't. Unpopular opinion, most swear words don't fucking matter anymore. I made that same argument like an hour ago.
Yeah, we literally made the same fucking argument. What the hell?
By most, I mean that those who don't target a specific demographic, like the N-word or other slurs. I just mean something you casually say in conversation, like "fuck this" or "this shit sucks." Literally doesn't matter. Just another word in the vocabulary. Does it really hurt more to be called an asshole over a jerk, considering both words are literally the same, other than the former being considered a swear? Why am I bringing this up? Because it actually does kind of impact some people in regular life. Even though basically a lot of casual conversations use swears, you still aren't allowed to use them in more professional areas. Fair enough, considering it could be considered harsh, but I genuinely think it doesn't even matter if the same people ragging on you for swearing are the same people who bust the F-bomb every other minute at home.
Yeah.
Also applies to YouTube, even though I'm not a YouTuber. Apparently it negatively impacts the algorithm if you discuss any subjects like death, genuinely why. And of course, if you swear in a video without a filter, it takes some of the genuineness of the video away. But that's just my take on the matter. Thank you for reading.
No, I agree. Yeah, no, you have a really good point.
Approved.
Yep, approved.
Unpopular opinion, clothing stores should have a short and small section for men. I'm a 31-year-old male who's 5'3" and 150 pounds. The world wasn't made for men like me. Many clothing stores have a big and tall section, but not a short stature section for men who are 5'5" and under. Sometimes I have to buy clothes in the boys section, and that's embarrassing. I've emailed stores, and the ones who have emailed me back and said the market just isn't there for a whole section for shorter men.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, on the one hand, you're right, but on the other hand, I mean, if there was a market for it, they would do it. So, you know.
Right, yeah.
So, I have to believe them when they say that they probably looked into it and realized it wasn't.
Yeah, in an ideal world, this would, like, be a more common thing, but, like, yeah.
Yeah, but you need like a specialized online retailer specializing in small and short stacks, you know, kind of like how Big and Talls have like kingsize.com and shit.
That's true. Yeah.
You need shortkings.com. That's what
Short King. I love that actually. Shortkings.com.
Yep. Ah, that's great. Ah, if only I had any resources to start a business, I would. Unpopular opinion, bubbly is absolutely disgusting. Now I love a good LaCroix or aha, but bubbly is overrated, overpriced, tastes like nothing, like a sparkling water with a bitter aftertaste. Am I the only one? You like LaCroix, opinion discarded.
Yeah, you're literally just saying, it's like, I like LaCroix, but it's like, no, I don't know, I don't want to hear anymore. No.
Bubbly is first of all disgusting, but so is LaCroix. I don't know why people like sparkling water. Like,
Me
what does it
neither.
do for you?
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
it just... I don't get it.
To be fair, okay, so actually, I accidentally ordered sparkling water because when you order a water over in Europe, they give you sparkling water unless
Right.
you ask specifically for just regular distilled water.
Yeah.
And I accidentally ended up getting a sparkling water over there. It wasn't awful. It was drinkable. I wouldn't call it pleasant or preferable to regular water or to like a soda, which is sweet.
Yeah.
But like, it wasn't awful. I could see how if you're like, you know, the hoity-toity healthy kind, you can get used to that. But bubbly tastes like ass.
Yeah.
My thing is,
It tastes like festering carbonated asshole.
my thing is that like LaCroix has absolutely ruined the phrase sparkling water because sparkling water didn't used to be this way. And you can still find like bigger bottles of sparkling water that are like soda adjacent flavor levels. Like they actually taste like shit. You know, instead of LaCroix tasting like someone shouted the name of a fruit in a different room, you know, it made you think of it a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, so what I really hate here, this is my own opinion,
Memories
I
of
suppose.
mango.
Remember that time you ate a mango like 10 years ago? Oh, that's all coming back to you now. No, my unpopular opinion here is that I really hate what LaCroix has done to the phrase sparkling water because it used
Yes.
to mean an actual drink that human beings might be able to tolerate. And now, when you say sparkling water, that stuff still exists, but everyone thinks of LaCroix and bubbly and this garbage.
Yeah. I fucking hate LaCroix, dude. Just ruined the market.
Unpopular opinion, fries are better with no sauce. Oh, the loaded fry business is quaking in its boots in fear of Axel 256 Games SX.
I disagree. I think fries with mayonnaise or fries with mayonnaise with a bit of ketchup is absolutely excellent.
I think loaded fries are an underrepresented market.
I agree.
I think loaded fries are fantastic.
fucking love loaded fries. Shit's bomb.
A pile of fries is a canvas with which a culinary may paint.
Yeah.
It's actually pronounced culinary.
Yeah. So like, no, I disagree.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Unpopular opinion, you're wrong. This one's too funny not to read. Unpopular opinion. You should only trust and depend on yourself. All the bullshit movies and TV shows say you should trust your friends. You can rely on friends and family is a fucking lie. Obviously, you need other people in order to survive and satisfy the need to socialize. It's not wrong to like or love another person, but I believe you should at all costs try not to depend or trust anyone, even your close family like partners or parents, because at the end of the day, people are more interested in themselves than on you, which is valid, but since that's a fact, avoiding trusting and depending on other people is a must.
This dude saw the "don't trust anybody, not even yourself" meme and just cried. Saying it's like so true.
That's just like my life.
Fucking 3D.
And his help.
Fucking 3D 5 me. Freaking teenager Facebook shit. Fucking.
I'm 14, and this is deep.
Yeah.
Now, if you excuse me, I'm trying to work on a speedrun for hatred.
Why would you want to speedrun it? That's less killing.
It's true.
Yeah. If anything, they should be going for a low percent. I want to draw out the violence as long as possible.
I'm gonna get back to my hatred long play.
Going for 100% completion, all kills. Let's see here. Unpopular opinion, watching sports is better when you're not invested in them. You know, I'm not a sports guy, but I dare say you might have missed the appeal.
You might have missed the point there, buddy.
No.
Yeah, no.
I'm thinking no.
I'm gonna say no. Competition is best when you don't give a shit. What the fuck does that mean? What the fuck does that mean?
Unpopular opinion, bespoke is a word misused by pretentious assholes. This word for centuries was only applied to tailored clothing. It has in the last decade or two, other industries started using this word to portray random custom products. Now every asshole on the block wants to use it to pretend their shit is better than what the peons get. I just someone used it to describe a Honda transmission. It has devolved into a pretentious word used by assholes.
I mean, it
He's
began
got a
in
point.
yeah, it began in Taylor, like tailoring.
He's got a point,
culture,
but
like,
also language evolves. It happens.
yeah, this is just the word evolving to mean specifically something being made for a particular person. Like, that's just what it means now.
Like the Bakagaijinshow is a bespoke podcast.
Made for your ears only.
But also tell your friends. Like and subscribe.
Yeah. No, nah, it just means the definition and the meaning of the word has evolved over time to be a lot more general and all-purpose in terms of use. And it's not like meaning. It's not from a specific culture anymore. And that just happens. That's just what happens with language.
Unpopular opinion: Die Hard 2 better than Die Hard. Does anyone have any opinions? I haven't seen either.
I've seen the original Die Hard. I have not seen Die Hard 2.
Oh, okay.
What is your opinion, Mike? Have you seen both?
Which movies?
This guy says Die Hard 2 is better than Die Hard. No.
It depends on what you want.
Hmm.
Like, I think
This guy says the original Die Hard is a classic film, no questions asked, but let's be real, plot-setting action comedy in Die Hard 2 just better, and for you Christmas fans, has more of a festive feel.
I suppose so. Like, at the very least in terms of, like, the Christmas aesthetic and it being more action and humor oriented, that is fair, I suppose, from what I've seen of Die Hard 2. I just think it depends on, like, I think I'm with Mike here. It just depends on what you're looking for, because, like, the original Die Hard is such a tightly written story, and it explores its very centralized location very thoroughly. Like, the building is honestly a very fascinating setting that is very well
I think the building creates more tension.
It does.
I think the building creates a lot more relevant tension, which is missing from the second one. The second one is a better action movie if all you care about is just the action.
Yeah.
And it's not bad, but, like, the closed building creates a very interesting and unique setting that is just missing from a otherwise pretty generic, although competently executed action movie.
Yeah, it adds this, like, sense of urgency, and also just the sense
like,
of...
literally the the cardinal sin of action movies is how many warehouses can be fit into one movie.
Right, yeah.
And that is literally Die Hard 2.
Yeah.
So it's like, for what it is, it's fine.
Yeah, I agree. I like the first Die Hard a lot, though, so,
Yeah.
Depends.
No, I just think I think if you've seen a million action movies, Die Hard 2 is nothing special.
Yeah. Fair enough.
All right. This guy says, unpopular opinion, the phrase science says needs to die, along with associated phrases like physics says or chemistry says or whatever branch of science says. Science doesn't say anything. Scientists say plenty, and we trust and rely on them to be very smart and usually right when there's a broad consensus. And while it's more convenient and simple to say science says than, for instance, say according to our current best understanding of the science, which has proven consistent with all experimental evidence to date, I fear it can create the false impression among laypeople that such and such conclusions are utterly beyond the possibility of error. Admittedly, my title was more strongly worded than my feelings really are on the matter. I don't think it's wrong or bad to say science says. I just think it's usually better to be more precise with how we speak, as one of many, many important facets of encouraging individual scientific curiosity and investigation. He is touching on a point.
I think people are far too Yeah, I think also science is used as a cudgel to put down other people, or as like one of the prime examples of this was everybody cheering for was everybody utilizing weaponizing science during during recent events. But then and overly claiming things like, oh, you better listen to scientists or else you're an asshole. And it's like, okay, so when scientists say you utilize nuclear power, you're on board with that too, right? And they're like, let's not talk about this anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
and it's like
yeah.
I think that phrase. So I can understand why that phrase can get obnoxious when you know the people professing it are just using it to one up an argument. Or you know.
Yeah, I think the real issue is people are very selective in what science they like.
Yeah, no, 100%. That's how it's always been.
Yeah.
That's how it's always been. Unfortunately, you know, it is the new. If you read the Golden Bough, you'd realize it's just the new faith.
I like top comment. If someone uses science as an argument, I'm fine with it, but only if they actually explain what the science is and gives a source, which people often don't.
Yeah, I agree.
It is a shortened version of the academic consensus is, and while a lot of times people who say science says don't know what they're talking about, there's nothing inherently wrong with it. Yeah, I kind of agree with this guy, but it's also just one of those shorthands that's just too convenient to die.
Yeah.
So Thar she blows.
There she blows.
Unpopular opinion, the Lord of the Rings movies are much better than the books. Why you gotta make kings
Why
fight?
you gotta do that, man? Come on.
Why you gotta pit us against each other? No, they're very different mediums, and they have different strengths and weaknesses to them. But nice zoomer take here.
Yeah.
No, they have their own value that is independent of their adaptations. What the fuck? Okay, this is a niche and a fucking grievance for me to fucking air. Hold on, I'm waiting for this to load.
Okay.
Why is this taking so long? Fine. Okay, unpopular opinion: rolling bags should not be allowed as carry-on luggage. Let's hear his argument, I guess.
Okay.
Fuck you, fascist.
Fascism is when they don't allow rolling bags on as carry-on luggage.
Yeah.
I didn't speak up when they went for the rolling bags. Dodging the constant trip hazards while weaving through crowds of people is stressful and dangerous. It would be much quicker and safer to get through crowds if no one was dragging a bag behind them. It's also really annoying when you're trying to find a seat in a crowded terminal and
You're really annoying.
Inconsiderate people have blocked empty seats and walkways with their cumbersome bags. When you check bags, they are weighed. I have never seen a gate agent weigh a carry-on bag. Because it might physically fit in the overhead compartment, but it might be too heavy for the bin to latch or stay latched. During heavy turbulence, I don't want any bags falling on me, and I definitely don't want any 30-plus pound bags falling on me. In most airports, the restroom stalls aren't large enough for you to easily bring your bags in. Some folks will leave them outside of the stall, blocking walkways. Some folks will drag them into handicap stalls.
So I can stop this idiot right now. If your bag is too heavy if your bag is noticeably cumbersome, they will usually just grab your bag and say, it's getting checked now.
Yeah.
But, like, that's going to require that, like, they make an assumption that each bag is 50 pounds and that weight is allotted for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if it's any more than that and you have noticeable difficulty getting it up into the compartment, they will ask you to check your bag because it's too fucking heavy. They'll also ask you why you're trying to transport bricks to a foreign country.
What are these rocks? These are rocks! What I really like about this post, big fan actually, is that I just imagine this guy in the airport on a layover or something. He's just sitting down at a table and he's looking around. It's like, all these assholes. There's rolling bags everywhere. There and there. He's just like fucking hyperventilating about all the rolling bags he's surrounded with. And he pulls out his phone. He's like, this is a fucking grievance on society that I need to correct on reddit.com. And that mental image brings me great joy. Also, this comment makes a good point. You are not very empathetic to people with physical limitations, are you? Rolling bags
Yeah.
are a godsend to my relatives with arthritis, work colleagues with bad backs, etc. I don't care if bags have wheels, handles, straps, arms, or wings. If they fit in the stupid cage thing, carry them on.
Yeah, like this. God Almighty. Yeah, no, like for the sake of sheer convenience and like shit like that,
This is literally this is
Rolling bags are
the fucking like observational unpopular opinion equivalent of the look at that fucking asshole just walking there, normal guy.
just normal fucking guy. Yeah.
Now, also, I'd like to ask him, what do you want us to do for short trips? Like check every bag and have to pay extra?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
They're
because
very
like that
convenient.
that inconveniences you too, buddy. So, oh my god.
This guy needs to have like an X1 robot episode with a rolling bag. You know,
Yeah,
he needs to be put into a simulation that only a rolling bag can get him out of to learn
Now
their
you-
true value.
Now you understand the true value of the rolling bag.
Anyway, corporations need to stop asking for charity so they can get tax write-offs.
Yeah.
No. 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 This is an old opinion. Cheese nips were 100 times better than Cheez-Its, and it's a tragedy they were discontinued in the US. Forget the sharp, oversalted, overcooked Cheez-It. The mild, delicious, perfectly salted cheese nip was just better in every way. Yes, my opinion is correct, and you can't convince me otherwise.
Okay, good luck with that. Look, man,
Okay,
you
that
didn't
was
give
always allowed.
me. Yeah, you didn't give me an in, so like, okay, all right.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not accepting counter arguments, I mean, what are we even here for?
Yeah, like, what's the fucking point here, buddy?
So you heard it here. This guy is the authority on cheese snack supremacy.
Yes,
No
small
one else has a
square
lot of
baked
opinion.
cheese snacks. He is the god, the preeminent authority.
The arbiter of the cheese nips.
I've no
Unpop-
I have no strong feelings for the record. It's just funny.
Unpopular opinion: raw meat T-bone steak emoji looks better than cooked meat burger emoji. Yeah, maybe if you're like maybe if you're a caveman, sure.
Ooh, meat ready, mean good.
Meat.
Yeah. I fucking love burgers. Fuck off.
You don't like a raw? You don't like a good raw T-bone steak?
Not usually. Usually like it kind of cooked, you know. I'm not Liver King.
You're not Alex the Lion.
No.
As a chef, I promote everybody to cook their food.
Yes.
We are a firmly anti-salmonella podcast.
Yeah, it tastes
Yeah.
good and it's better.
It's
Remember that
time
time-
someone took a stand.
Remember that time that like some random Indian woman tried to poison local city council because they wouldn't let their commune exist in the state of South Dakota,
Yeah.
and she used salmonella to try to poison everyone, which is like one of the most ineffective poisons you could possibly use because we have drugs for that shit.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that. That was really funny. Let's see how you like it. Okay, I'll just take a pill. Fuck!
My brilliant tactical maneuver
Brilliant.
foiled.
Brilliant. Tactical. That's a lot of assumptions there.
Anyway, we're fucking. I'm stopping the lightning round here because I need you to understand the quality of posts I am now scrolling towards. Quote, lemonade is terrible. Spring mattresses are not natural and uncomfortable. Smaller chicken legs are better than the big ones.
Okay, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
No,
Forgetting to
No.
like fucking like
no.
Five-
Hold on, last one. I have one thing to say about that.
Sure.
Thicken the fucking chicken.
Yes. Now, if we're
That's
getting
gonna do it for the Baka.
yeah, if we're getting to the point of like freaking 5th grade like playground arguments, then I think we're done here.
That's gonna do it for the Baka Gaijin Show. If you like the Baka Gaijin Show, you can subscribe for more, and you can also join our official Discord server, link below, and like and comment and blow air kisses at us, and we'll go. Ew, you
Yeah,
got
not that
cooties."
last one. Don't you fucking dare.
Yeah, we'll go. Ew, cooties. Don't give us your cooties. You can follow us on Twitter at ZeekFreak, at CCharmanderK, at Serajin Sedranor. Sorry, that sounded like
Actually-
a J. I'll do that again. Serajin Sedranor.
Actually, my
Oh, right.
it's changed now. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
JRRXD now.
Okay.
Because Elon Musk has developed a wonderful website with absolutely no issues. It's not like my content gets completely blocked and
Damn it, I gotta fix my copy paste thing.
Yeah.
Fuck! Ah, you've made 1 second of work for me.
Oh shit, you're gonna have to. Oh god, no, you're gonna have to change the end slate too. Fuck! Damn it, I'm gonna have to re-edit that. Shit! Anyway,
Oh,
okay.
shit. Ah, that's right. Oh, we gotta render a new Oh, that's a video file, too. Oh,
Okay, I'm the one who has to render that, so you just have
Yeah.
to, like, change the text, but, like, yeah.
Okay, fine, but I'm gonna, like, board it up. I'm gonna put, like, I'm gonna, like, put a PNG of, like, a card, of, like, a wooden plank, and then just, like, etch it in there.
That's funny.
Yeah.
just put a strip of duct tape over it.
Yeah, there we go.
I'll figure something out.
Okay.
You'll see what we came up with when the end slate comes, which is very soon because we are out of here. Zeke freak out. Ciao for now.
They tell me that I'm never gonna make it. They want me to do something that could make sense. They hate when I keep dreaming I'll be famous, but I don't give a fuck, I'ma keep chasing. I got all this potential that's deep inside of me, but they hate when you're successful cause they try to be. They sit there being judgmental because you're trying things, and they just want you to settle and do the right thing. So get a good job, don't slack off. Wake up every morning, make a good impression on your boss. Don't do anything that I wouldn't do, and when you're making money, make sure you don't spend it too soon. Fuck that, I'll do what I wanna do. I got a different path from everyone, and that includes